And we are live. I apologize beforehand if I'm going to be sniffling. I don't know. My
Oh,
voice
sick.
is like, I don't know if it's sick or like it could, I mean, it probably is sick. I feel fine. My voice was a little messed up today. But the sniffling is one that Molly hates. I sniffle. She twirls her hair. Are there any quirky things that people do that you get pissed off at?
No, not other people, but what I do, like, if I'm watching a video, I'll
Hmm.
start. I've always my whole life I've done this. It's been a bad habit my whole life. I pick my lip,
Hmm.
so I'll fuck my shit up too. Like
Really?
oh yeah, like there are times if people look closely, they could see like my lips sometimes are very chapped, very red, and because what happens is during the winter when it dries out and like you got like some dead skin on the shit, I'll pick my lip like all day and I won't
Hmm.
even realize I'm doing it. And so for
Interesting.
me, it's like I tell Crystal anytime you see me doing it, tell me not to
Slap
do
my
it.
hand away or some shit.
Yeah, because I've always done it since I was a little fucking kid. I would always pick my lip, and always end up going too far. I never just do a little bit. It's always like do it until eventually I get it to bleed a little bit.
I was gonna say, what do you think? Do you think that started from like a young kid age that
Yeah, I
just
think it's
like you just
it's
got
like a nervous
naturally
tick.
doing it?
It's like a nervous tick. It's
Hmm.
like I'm sitting there minding my business, and if I'm feeling a little anxious, it's just like you just start picking,
Pick
and
it.
yeah, and so it's better to like if I grab a stress ball or something, it probably helps out better than that.
Yeah, I wonder like how that shit develops. I know like with my girls, their legs like if they put their legs out in the wrong way, Molly would always say like fix your legs or because it's bad for like their posture and shit like that. And like sometimes it's the same thing with like putting your thumb in your mouth. There was a girl in our middle school
Yeah.
and like she used to in like seventh or eighth grade, she would always suck on her thumb. And I don't know if W sit, that's what it's called. But like I don't know how one, how that stuff develops, and then two, how it like sustains itself, and then how long it does it for. You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point, if you're sucking your thumb, are you like, all right, let me stop doing this shit? Whereas, like, she was the only one in middle school that like kept doing it, but at some point, a kid's got to be like, all right, no one else is doing this. Let me stop sucking my thumb.
I think it's like it's a crutch. It's a mental crutch. It's something that you sort of rely on when you're feeling a little anxious or when you're feeling a little bit off. It's like having this like home base, like, oh, I got to get back to home base. How do I feel at
Mhm.
home? Let me just suck my thumb a little bit. You know, it just helps you with whatever sort of latent anxiety that you have if you have a
Yeah.
thing. To this day, I mean, I stopped vaping a long time ago and I
Yep.
haven't vaped since then, but I still have a little bit of oral fixation. And so that's why have these zero pouches. And now anytime I feel a little oral fixation, I'll pop one of these shits in and I just get like this one spearmint flavor, but the cinnamon is my favorite. And like that scratches the itch. But I was outside in my yard hitting golf shots the other day,
Hmm.
which is the thing I always do. Certainly in the warmer months when I got nothing to do, I like hitting shots there.
Yep.
And after I hit a shot, I got the worst craving that I've ever had since I quit vaping.
Really?
And it occurred to me the reason why is because I used to always hit the shots in the yard and then rip a big vape hit immediately after.
Oh.
So my brain was like, yeah, that's what you do now is now you got to rip the vape. And it was like a oh shit moment. So it's kind of like a social cue where that's how they say for you to quit cigarettes, you got to like remove yourself from the situation where you don't have the same social cues. Like normally
Yeah.
you go on like a cigarette break at lunchtime every day at the office or whatever. You got
Hmm.
to like now you got to decide I'm not going to take the lunch break in office. I'm going to go somewhere else because that if I'm in the office, I'm going to start thinking about the thing. So it's like that's the kid version of that, right? The kid version is
Yeah.
like, what do? I pick my lip, I suck my thumb, I have my blanket or whatever the fuck. Everybody's got a little thing that they rely on,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
And to an
Yeah.
extent, even if you think of like an alcoholic or a drug addict, that's just the more advanced version of that, right? It's like, how do I feel better? I feel better if I do the thing.
Yeah, it's like that triggering thing that sets it off that like brings your memory back to whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like was comforting for you.
Yep.
And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's one with Molly. Like she'll twirl her hair all the time and I just see that shit in my peripheral. And I saw an article once and it was like people who get annoyed by, humming and little sounds and all these things are like geniuses. And I read that shit and I kind of low
Oh,
key
I'm a
was like,
genius.
yo, I'm just a fucking genius. All that
Me
shit.
too.
There's always
Um,
so many articles and like little things that you read that you think pertain to you, but then like everyone could find a little like nugget in it that they're like, yeah, they're probably talking about me, you know?
I mean, if that's the measurement, like how annoyed do you get by other noises? Like, oh, then I'm definitely a genius because I get fucking annoyed as fuck.
I don't think there's anybody out there that hears like a little humming noise or some singing shit and doesn't get annoyed by that. You know, like I don't know how that
You'd
doesn't
be
bother
surprised,
anyone.
bro. You'd be there. Like people's demeanor varies like crazy. So there are people who are just default setting happy as fuck,
Yeah.
just like happy. Then there's people whose default setting is just neutral as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then there's people whose default setting is like fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck your mother and fuck every like there. It's all over the map. But for me, yeah, I've always been like if I hear some shit that I feel like doesn't fit into what I want to be hearing right now, I'm like, I mean, me with the kids with their phones and their fucking, iPads and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. If I'm in the
the
car,
sounds that like games make and shit like that.
100%. If I'm in the
Yeah.
car and I hear some shit like that, I'm like, where's your headphones? Grab your
Yes.
headphones. I'm not
Yes.
listening to that shit. I'm not listening to it. It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm more or less the same way. Scotty has one game that like it has an iPhone ring to that shit, and it like every time whatever happens, it's like a phone is ringing, and that's one where I'm like, you got to turn that shit off because if it's like a real life thing, and I'm actually thinking now my phone's ringing, now you got me bugged out. Where if you're playing some cupcake game and like every 2 seconds like the baker is like woo wee, like that is fine. But if it's like a sound that's practical or something that like actually may happen, the other one that fucks me up is like when I'm listening to music and it's a lot of rap songs, there'll be some sirens in the shit, or there'll be like a cop car shit or whatever. I'll always like be like, oh shit, I'm getting pulled over. And then I'll remember that like I'm listening to Hot 97 or something like that. That'll like ground me. So any like sirens, fuck me up. But I was on a bus recently. I was on a big ass school bus. And I don't know, for whatever reason, the lady was saying that like the bus is old or whatever. The engine was making some alarm sound for like 45 minutes, this bus ride was. And it was just like a ringing sound that we had to listen to for 45 minutes. And that shit was mad obnoxious. But at some point I started zoning it out. So I think there is like the power of your brain that can like block that shit out eventually if you want to. But, with your kids or something that you can control, you tend to like be like, yo, turn that shit off, shut it off. It's bothering me.
Bro, last month our building had a fire alarm and it happened at like 6:30 in the morning, dog.
No, fuck that.
And you know me, I'm a sleep till 9:30 type person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that fucked my whole shit up, but we had to go downstairs.
Do they make an announcement? How'd you know? Because I would have kind of been like,
bro, it was like when I say the fire alarm, like they put an alarm right in your fucking apartment so that like it's just like meh, meh, meh. You wake up and you're hearing that and you're going, oh my God, no. So we went downstairs and it was cold as fuck, obviously, because it was December when that shit happened. And then they told us like, okay, you can go back up now. If there's not actually a fire or whatever. So we go back up. How long
were you outside for? Because it probably was a hot minute, right?
30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
30 minutes too much at 6:30 in the morning.
So we get back up, but the alarm is still going. Like they're like, you're good, but the alarm is still going. So I'm trying to figure out ways to how do I plug my ears to be able to try to sleep a little bit more with hearing this shit. Well, anyway, come to find out, fucking something happened with it where it malfunctioned and like people on floor like 2 and 3 or something like that, just their apartments got flooded like a motherfucker. Like the sprinkler system went off and flooded their whole shit, bro. And so we got lucky because we're higher up, so our shit didn't get fucked up. But like I felt horrible for those people. But the fact that the shit kept making noise and they were like, yeah, we gotta get the guy who runs the alarm system to come in because the thing that we normally do, the fire department tried to do it and it didn't work. We're like, so this shit could just be going off for like all day? And they were like, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
See, that's one of those where I think I've been in situations before. I don't know if we were on vacation and the alarm went off or some shit in the hotel, or we were somewhere. I think I was with Molly and the alarm was going off. And it was one of those where I was like, I don't see fire in our room. Like I was like, maybe we're good to kind of just like wait it out. Like if we see other people leaving the hotel room and going downstairs, like let's go. But if not, like I'm kind of cozy. You gotta like fucking again, it's 6:30 in the morning. You're probably sleeping in your boxers or some shit. You gotta put
Yup.
something on. And then you gotta like see people from your apartment outside, and like someone is gonna say some shit like, what do you think? Always go get it at 6:30. Like some dumbass comment that like you have to like unnecessarily and unlike anticipatedly like talk to someone that you weren't like about to talk to that early in the morning. And that shit just gets me tight, man. It almost to a point where it's like I'll go down and burn in this shit. So sometimes when you see the firefighters like going pulling people out of the building, I'm like, I'm kind of on the side of the person that they're pulling out of this building because they almost are like, I'm not leaving this bitch. It wasn't my fire.
Crystal went down with she does these like curling like the self curling things.
Yeah,
Not the old school curlers that are like the little things that you
Yeah.
put in your hair and you put a bunch of them. There's these new things that you just like bend in a weird way and then put your hair in the shit.
Yeah.
And she had those on and she was like, guess I'm going down in these shits. And not gonna lie, she freaked it like a gangster though. She was like, I don't give a fuck who sees me like this. I was like, Loki, if I was wearing it, I might be a little self-conscious.
But that's what I'm saying. What are you supposed to do at that early in the morning? Like you can't put makeup on,
Crazy.
You can't do shit. Like if you're
crazy,
anybody, you gotta just go out the way you go. And you're all huddled in front of the building, and then you gotta wait for the fire department to go and do their shit. But like yeah, that shit is miserable. I feel bad for you, dog. So did they find out what the reason for the fire was?
there was some sort of malfunction which led to the sprinkler shits going off. And I want to say it went on for like, I was trying to sleep for like 20 more minutes and the shit was still going off. And then eventually it went off. But I had like, by the way, Loki, so everybody knows this, I'm gonna put everybody on game right now. Number one, get yourself an eye mask to sleep with where the shit like bubbles out. So like, it's not sitting on your eyelids. It's like bubbled out a little bit. Okay. That's number one. Get yourself a comfortable eye mask. Keep it loose on your head, but let that bitch bubble out, right? That's step number one. Step number two, dog, get yourself the earplugs to sleep with. Like, when I tell you, it will make it so you sleep so much deeper and so much more sound. I'm putting everybody on listening to this podcast on game right now. You have no excuses anymore to not have a good night's sleep. I'm letting you know right now. An eye mask and some earplugs, and you will be out like a motherfucker. It'll be the best sleep you ever got. And you're going to say, I genuinely felt sadness that I hadn't discovered this shit until like last year. I was like, bro, I'm 37 years old just figuring out I need an eye mask and some earplugs to sleep because you don't realize it. But like even a little bit of light will fuck up your ability to sleep deeper. Even a little bit of sound will fuck your sleep up. OD. And so like, you'll wake up in the morning and be like, I haven't slept like that since I was a fucking kid, bro.
See, here's my thing. I get a little nervous that like I'm going to be in too deep a sleep. And like I've had this like randomly when I've gone to sleep, I'm like, I don't want to get in too deep a sleep or I'll just die on some shit. Like I'll be sleeping like no, real talk. I there's been moments where I'm like, I don't want to get too deep into some buttery ass sleep that I'm just like, I can't wake up from that shit. Cause I think it was recently, I've had a couple of those moments where I've been in the deep ass sleep where like I've been partially awake or I've tried to get out of it. I know we spoke about this shit, like different levels of sleep and all this stuff.
Paralysis. Yeah, that's sleep paralysis. Yeah. That's what that's called.
Sleep paralysis shit. But I'm like, if I, start putting on headphones or like the earplugs and the eye mask and I'm in such a butter sleep, I'm like, yo, you're good. You ain't waking up, dog. Like, this happens when I'll take, I like low key, I kind of get a little nervous when I'll take some NyQuil because like when I take NyQuil, I'm like knocked the fuck out. Like I'll drink NyQuil. I'll take the like the gel pill, and in a couple hours, that shit will KO me. Like I'll be done. And like I'll wake up on some like someone could have like, this sounds bad, but someone could do some rape shit to me or something. And I'll just be like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, where the fuck was I last night? Like this NyQuil just put me in the butter zone. So like getting too good of sleep for me also is like not good,
It's got NyQuil has some ingredient in it. All right, he's not there. I don't know if he could hear me right now. But NyQuil's got some, I don't remember what it's called. NyQuil's got some ingredient in it, bro, that is like a drug. Like it puts you
sure.
under. You know what I'm saying? But listen, for me, I'm more of an insomniac than anything else. Like I'm more of a, and they say this is common with people with ADHD, is that you feel most awake right before you go to bed. Like I can spend the first 5 hours of the day fucking yawning and like being half asleep and not being tuned in. But then the later it gets towards nighttime, towards bedtime, like that's when my mind is wide fucking awake.
Oh, really?
Like my shit goes like this. It's like all day, it's like getting more awake. And then right before I go to sleep, then it's got to go down. Right. Mm-hmm. But like, it's fucked up. It should be the opposite. It should be like you start the day up here and then slowly go down, or like, sort of do one of those. My shit is like, do. So like, and that's very common with people with ADHD. But what was I saying? I totally forgot where I was going with
that. Before you go to sleep, you're
I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Yeah. So what I need is, the point I was going to make was I take melatonin most nights. I'll take a little melatonin, one of the sublinguals that you put it under your tongue and the shit melts, like a little strawberry one, about 5 milligrams, I think I use, or something like that. So I do that with the eye mask and with the headphones. And for me, I need that deep sleep. I'll tell you this right now. The biggest thing that determines how I feel during the day is how good sleep I get. I'm serious when I say you don't want to be around me if I only got like 6 hours sleep. You do not want to be around me. Like, you want to be around me if I get 8 or 9 hours, then I love life. But if I get like 6 hours or 5 hours, which sometimes you have to because you got something going on or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just not a good person to be around. Like, I'm miserable. So I got a short fuse. You know what I'm saying?
When are you getting 5 hours sleep? Like, are you planning, what time do you go to bed at night? Because I feel like my body just naturally goes to bed at like 12:31 at night. And then and I've said this, I've woken up and then I go back into my bed and sleep, but it's not like I go to bed at 8 o'clock and I could be knocked out till 7 o'clock in the morning. Like there's a break in my shit.
So for me, the earliest I'll go to sleep is probably like 11:30. The latest I'll go to sleep is like 1:30 or 2. But yeah, I'd say the average is like 12:30ish. So I'm probably right around where you go to sleep. But I'm more of a, I don't know how you, well, I was gonna say I don't know how you do it, because I fall asleep at 12:30, but I wake up at 9 or 9:30 most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas you got to wake up at what, 7 for the girls?
Yeah, I'm up at 7, and I've been trying to push it later, but it's getting tough.
See, that's why you gotta try to get to sleep earlier than that, though. You got to try to get to sleep at like 10 if you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough, bro. That's tough. Like, that's sleep debt right there.
They fuck me up because like they put all the good shows on late at night too. Like all the,
and you're so comfy shit in bed and shit, like, just laying there. Like, I feel good right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, none of the good shit, all the whack shit, like they put at 7, 8 o'clock, like all the like corny like 2.5 Men and fucking like weird CBS shows and all this shit. Like all the shit that's like relevant happens at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Like, I've been trying to watch SNL and all this shit. Like, it's all late at night. So it's like, you can't. And then for me, I'm the type of guy, I can't watch that shit the next day. I feel like if I missed it, it's a wrap. I'm on to the next day.
I always, me personally, the thing that I like to watch late all the time is the basketball games. I love the West Coast basketball games that are on late. I mean, that's why, you and me, we've always talked about how we were the generation that got to see Kobe's whole career. And like, that was the thing. You stay up a little late, like, because we always stay up late. I'm laying in bed and like, you're watching Kobe, you're watching the Lakers play. Yeah. And like, for me, that's the shit and we got League Pass. And so I'll watch all the fucking games late at night. Like, that's just, I have on the NBA late at night, and that's what it is. Like, so I would say for anybody listening to this, if you want to improve your sleep and thereby improve your life, just like I told you guys about Ralph's Club New York, the fucking fragrance that smells amazing, and you guys responded and you were like, you know what? I got that shit. It's fucking incredible. I'm telling you right now, eye mask that puffs out a little bit, right? Some fucking melatonin and some earplugs that you probably just get them at CVS, Walgreens, wherever the fuck.
You have that like medicine shit with the earplugs. Yeah.
Bro, you're going to be, oh my God, you're going to feel so good. You're going to wake up in the morning like, holy shit, I forgot it was possible to sleep that well. Corin, do you remember? I think I may have told you about this, but the best sleep I ever got in my life was in the basement where I grew up in New Rochelle. Now that basement, you're right. I am putting you guys on. You're right, bro. It's true.
Yo, free game, bro.
The basement in New Rochelle, when I tell you, it could be the middle of summer. It could be 88 degrees outside and humid as a motherfucker. You go into the basement in New Rochelle, it is like 63 degrees in that bitch. A crisp 63 degrees.
Yep.
And it feels good. The air hits you. You're like, oh, that feels good, right? So it would be, and it's pitch fucking black. There's like a little window in the corner, but that shit allows in no light because it goes.
Whatever couch you had too was super butter too. It was one of those that like you sat on that bitch and it was like bigger than you that you like engulfed in that. Was it leather? I want to say
no,
it
wasn't leather. It was this like green weird fabric. It was like a dark green couch and it had this weird fabric. But to your point, it was so comfortable for no reason. Like it was, you wouldn't expect it, but then you sit on it and it's like, ooh, like this.
Yeah.
So by the way, rest in peace, wherever that couch is. I don't know if it's still in the basement. It might still be in that basement because that's the one area they never redid the basement. The basement has always stayed the same. Nobody ever redid the basement, right? At least not until a decade ago. Maybe since then, maybe did it. But they hadn't forever since we sold it, right? But that shit, bro, the best sleep I ever had in my life. I remember waking up and looking at the clock and the shit said 5 o'clock. And I remember thinking to myself, I literally have no idea if that's 5 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock at night because I was just knocked out, homie, like gone, like on Neptune, dog, just mentally, my whole body rebooted. It was a hard reset on my shit. So that I'm telling you, bro, that was the best sleep I ever got. But this is a way to like capture that sleep in a bottle where you wake up every day like, I feel good, you know?
They need to do like they got like focus groups on all this shit, man. Like they should do proactive focus groups where they're like they reach out to people and they're like, "Have you ever had a couch that you love so fucking much?" And that like people reach out to them and they're like, I want to start a focus group. Like, don't hit me when you already got like some toothpaste that you've got in mind that you want me to like fucking find out about. Let me reach out to you and be like my fucking 2004 Ford Explorer. If they just made every Ford like that, you would like you're golden. You'd fucking sell every single Ford Explorer. Don't try and change it. Don't put a new fucking sunroof, this and that. Just bring back the 2004 Ford Explorer. Get rid of the little shit where you close the trunk and the crack came through a little bit. You fix that bitch. You'll have a fucking award-winning car. You'll win like every shit. Like if I went to the Javits Center for a car show. And they were like, here's the new shit for 2026. It's a 2004 Ford Explorer. I'd be like, that needs to win all the awards. The same shit where if you went to a couch show and you were like, here's
Kyle's old couch in the basement.
But like you're looking at all these shits. It's like, yo, here's the fucking 2026 things. It's got a massager, it's got a heater, it's got a leg shit, it's got some shit that fucking puts a blanket on you. You're like, nah, fuck all that. And then one shit was like, here's a 1987 Bob's Furniture fucking green shit that blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, holy, that shit would be glowing.
Bro, it's true. There's this thing in capitalism called built-in obsolescence. And what that means is they make it for it to break. They make it purposefully for it to break in a short amount of time. Because they know then you got to come back here and you got to get the same shit.
We've said that's why batteries since 88.
Bro, batteries for sure, but that's why also, you know how Cuba has been sanctioned forever? They have fucking cars from the 1950s, bro.
Yep.
Those shits are still running and going strong. I mean, they had to, you know, you got to change the engine after a while or do whatever, but the shit is still working. And it's like, now you would never have some shit that's that fucking durable that lasts that long. Now they're talking about they're talking about bringing AI, like the head of Google just tweeted this. They're bringing AI to like spy on your emails and like categorize your emails and like get into this. It's like, who wants this? Who wants Google to have some high-tech AI comb through all of your fucking private shit? Nobody asked for that. You know what I'm saying?
Into that shit, so they find out what you're like. Is that a real thing?
Yes. The head of Google just tweeted it like today or yesterday. He was like, we're now introducing whatever the fuck they called it, some like Google Gemini fucking AI shit, which combs through your emails and does whatever the fuck. And like nobody asked for any of this, bro. Just because like they invent new shit, but it's not like you're making steps in a direction that everybody agrees is an improvement. Like you're just making lateral steps. And in this case, it's actually worse because you guys are trying to get everybody's data and shit and use AI to spy on everybody, you know?
Yeah, that's why well, to the car thing, like, oh, it smells like something's burning in my house. We might have a fire alarm in my house. And it's, uh, if
Molly, go
Molly's
check that
watching,
out. Molly, what's
what the
good? Is
fuck
everything?
is cooked?
Is the
We
house
got
all right?
something smells like it's burning. The fire alarm's about to go off in a hot second. You look at the old photo, or not old photos, the photos of Cuba and shit, and you're right. They got all those old ass cars that like are still running. The shit that has me tripped up, that here in the States is like, not every state. Like, I think I just heard, because I saw a special on CBS Sunday Morning, that this guy he had a Chevy that, like, his Chevy truck was like inverted, his tires were all fucked up, and apparently he's in Indiana where you don't need a car inspection. And in New York, like, you need your car inspected. So like, it kind of got me fucking fucked up that like I have to get my car inspected this month. That shit costs like $37. My taillight is kind of out on the side. I gotta go get that shit fixed. It's a fucking like $500 fix. This guy in Indiana, fucking practically like 2 states over, is driving some shit that like could fall the fuck apart. How is there not some shit like that's something that like confuses me? How there's no fucking federal law of like getting your fucking car inspected.
Bro, that's like, remember, I think I was with you when we were in Texas and I saw somebody riding a motorcycle without a helmet and my mind was blown. And either you or Crystal said to me, like, nah, man, there's no law here that you have to wear a helmet when you ride a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in awe. I was like, wait, what? How is that even possible? I just assumed that all 50 states had a law that you got to wear your helmet. And Texas was like, fuck it. You want your head to fucking blow up like a pumpkin being thrown at the ground? By all means, like, go ahead. That shit is wild.
That's why I don't get that, like, certain states can like not have an inspection process on their car and others do. Like, what if I like went to get my car inspected or didn't get my car inspected, or I got pulled over and I was like, oh, I'm on my way to drive to Indiana right now, so you don't have to give me a ticket because they don't have inspection. Like, like technically, motherfucker can't give me a ticket because I'm driving to a shit that doesn't have inspection laws. So like, fuck out of here. Like, like, and then you see cars on the road whose cars are so fucked up. And I don't know how people don't worry about, one, speeding, and two, their car being fucked up, because every time I drive now with my car light out, I'm like, I'm gonna get pulled over. Like, that's consciously
True, yeah.
on my, like, and you're an aggressive driver too. Like, you've gotten some tickets driving with speeding and shit like that. Like, I give you a lot of credit, because every time I'm like a little over the limit, I'm like, there's gonna be a cop hanging somewhere that's gonna give me a ticket.
Yeah,
it doesn't scare you a little.
Well, when I don't drive like that anymore. When I used to drive to DC every week.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, I mean, that's a 4.5 hour drive from New York to DC every single week. And so you just sort of get in a flow where if there's not many people on the highway and you're in a big straightaway and the speed limit was, I don't know, 65 miles an hour, you will blink and find yourself going 80.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing. Like, it happens. You feel like you're going 60 and you're going 80, right?
Fact.
And so you just, sometimes it is what it is. Like, sometimes you'll see the cop and you'll just give up. You're just like, yep. Like, what? I can't even if I tap the brake now, it's too late. You know, so you'll just be like, it is what it is. I'm about to get pulled over. I'm about to get a ticket. I've had my fair share of tickets. Through the years. I remember when you got that ticket in, I want to say it was Texas, where like they had like a scam going where they were like, it doesn't matter. We're just, anybody with out of state plates, you are getting pulled over. Because you had like,
town.
You were going like the speed limit.
Yep.
And this motherfucker pulled you over and gave you a ticket anyway. And you were like, what? You were like blown away.
I couldn't even argue it. I was driving from, I think it was Dallas to Houston, or Houston to Dallas, one of those shits. And it was a little town. And this town probably makes their money off of people getting tickets.
Yep.
And it was one of those where I was not speeding, but it was to a point where it's like, what am I going to do? Like, how the fuck do I even defend this shit? I'm not going to be back in Texas. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight with a cop I was going from a Houston, what's the baseball
Astros?
team? Astros. Yeah, baseball game. Like, I'm not going to, it was like late at night, 12:30. I'm not going to like get out and argue with this guy at 12:30 in the morning on the side of the road. Like, you just took your L, and like, it sucked. But to your point, like, it's like, they just had a trap. Cops could just do this shit and give you a ticket for some shit if you're not going to fight it, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, to your point, you felt so fucking powerless when that happened because like you were right and there was no fucking issue, but you got a ticket. How do you think these people feel in fucking Minneapolis right now? Where
Bro.
ICE is just like they're fucking people up, they're arresting people, they're murdering people, shooting people in the face. They're trying to go into houses without having any warrants. Like, imagine how people feel. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of my town. Like, what is wrong with you? You're not from here. You're not here to fucking fix problems. You're causing all the problems. You know, that shit is so crazy.
Yeah, the Minnesota shit got me tripped up a little bit because like it's clear the lady is trying to just turn away from this guy, and like someone broke it down where I was like, he was recording on like he switched his hands so he can reach his hands.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And like it is crazy. There was another like Uber driver that was just waiting in his car, and they were pressing him on like if he was a U.S. citizen. Like there's no rules, man. Like it, and it's it was scary. It like seeing that video shit, but like at the end of the day, like I just saw a GoFundMe was raising like $500,000 for this dude or some shit.
I know, and it's all the kids. Bro, this is what I'm saying. I've been joking, like not really joking, but I've been saying on Twitter for a hot minute, like Republicans are actual fucking demons, bro. Like I tweeted this earlier. I'm about to read it for everybody right now. There's a new poll that came out. It's a YouGov poll. And they asked people, do you think the ICE agent should face criminal charges for shooting the woman in Minneapolis? So they're not even asking, they're not even saying, do you think he should be convicted and go to prison? They're not even saying that. They're asking, do you think he should face criminal charges? Should we have a court case over this motherfucker shooting a woman in the face 3 times and killing her? Ready for this?
Yeah.
Only 14% of Republicans say that there should be, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do with that. You're not acting like you're in a civilized society. You're acting like a bunch of fucking savages and barbarians who get off on the pain of other people. And like, that's what you are. You're a bunch of savages and barbarians. I don't know what to do with you, but like, you're un-American and you're immoral. And like, these people shouldn't be anywhere near any fucking rungs of power. Like, I'm sorry, they should be fucking wiped out from coast to coast. They should never hold a position of power again. Because we need to, now to your point, like you said it, the laws are fake. There are no rules. They do what the fuck they want. Yep. And so we need to fucking reassert, nah, bitch, there are fucking rules in this shit. Every ICE agent needs to be fucking locked up, right? Like, we need to abolish ICE completely. We need to fucking return law, like make sure you lock up all the criminals in the Trump regime. Like, if we don't do that, like, let's stop pretending like we are a civilized society. You know, like we're not. We're just not. Like, we're backsliding at a record pace right now.
The one shit that gave me a little bit of hope was there was one video, I think it was an ICE agent like running full speed at someone, and do you see he slipped on the ice?
Bro, that shit was hilarious. That shit was fucking hilarious. And to your point about hope,
so good.
To your point about hope, 90% of Democrats say that they should face criminal charges and 54% of independents. So, like, it's still the majority of people. 53% say he should face charges and only 30% say no. But like, that 30% is like all Republican fucking savages. You know,
so is that guy even in like jail?
Bro,
or
he's,
like,
he's in hiding? He's in hiding.
Is that
he literally, after he shot her in the face, he went to his house, grabbed a bunch of shit. Now he's hiding. Nobody knows where he is. And the other thing is, the Daily Mail got pictures of him appearing to sneak evidence out of his house to like hide the evidence. And he's got other ICE agents doing the same shit with him. He was bringing what looked like a computer with him, and he had like 2 big fucking, canisters or bins with a bunch of shit in it. And it looks like he's like hiding evidence. He's probably like trying to get rid of the gun, like all sorts of shit, bro. This is so crazy that we're witnessing it. Like, you can't, when you act like this, what you're telling the population is there are no normal pathways for you to try to redress this grievance. There's nobody you can appeal to. We're going to snuff this bitch out. You can't, we don't want to hear it. It's over. He's free to go. And when you do that, you are basically begging people to get violent. You're begging the population to go, okay, if you're not going to deliver justice, we're going to deliver justice. I'm going to cover a clip on the show tomorrow. That's a guy who was interviewed by Status Quo. And he basically said that. He was basically like, look, you guys asked for this. If you want these rules, fine. We're all going to play by these rules, but you're going to fucking regret it. He was basically saying, like, people are going to start fucking showing up with guns, and they're going to start pointing them at the ICE thugs, and they're going to let them know, like, no, since you decided there are no laws, we are the law now. And you're the fucking criminal, right? Oh. So that's what they're asking for now. That's what they're asking for. That's the world they want.
I just feel like that shit won't end well either. I mean, like, they're going to be way more armed than any civilian will be, you know, where if
It's
they're,
the cycle of violence, bro. Like, yes, once you
yeah,
open that
no,
door, there is no closing that door, but we can't forget who opened that fucking door. You know,
yeah,
like we're already in the bad place. Like, it's not like, oh, it's going to be bad. No, it is bad now. Like, it's here. It's happening right now. And we've called it a soft civil war for a hot minute. It's a
yeah.
soft civil war. You have basically these red state fucking thugs invading blue cities and like fucking people up, arresting people, causing trouble, ruining people's lives, breaking down doors, crashing cars, sexually assaulting people. That's another thing. The ICE agents keep sexually assaulting people and getting caught red-handed.
But also,
Like,
like, how many ICE agents are there? Like, what profession was this beforehand that,
bro,
like, there's mad ICE agents now? Like, I'm seeing videos of people, like, where they're like, what were you doing before this year, before ICE was a shit? You know, it's like
being in the
all the,
Klan, being in the
that's what I'm
Proud
saying.
Boys. Yeah. No, for sure. Like, this is, they passed in the big bullshit bill that Trump did. It was like, they gave over $100 billion to ICE now. And so ICE is now like the 13th biggest. Yes, ICE is now like the 13th biggest military in the world. And it's our domestic immigration enforcement thing. So like this, it's like an army. Trump created a Gestapo. He created a personal paramilitary that he's now using to fuck up liberals and leftists and minorities and, you know, all the only good people in this country. That's what it is. And so, yeah, like, where were these people? They were fucking Proud Boys, and they were white nationalists, and they were Oath Keepers and Three Percenters, January 6ers, exactly. That's literally who they. I don't know if you saw, but they literally they changed the training. It was about 6 months long, the training. Now they scrapped that, and they said only 47 days you're going to train for. 47. Why did they pick 47? Because Trump's the 47th president of the U.S. They were just like, yeah, 47 days, whatever, that's fine, bro. They got rid of the sit-up requirements. They were like, these guys couldn't do the sit-up requirement. We got rid of it. They're a bunch of fat guys who were joining it. They're out of shape. They were like, we don't care. Here's a badge. Here's a gun. Go fuck up some liberals. You know, Jesus. Like it literally is like, this is hell. This is what we're looking at is they are vetting people by loyalty. Will you do whatever Trump wants you to do? If you will, welcome. That's what it is. That's what they're doing.
Where are these like job applications? Like, where do you even do you just go to the police station?
Bro, they're running.
Like, hey, I'll fuck up people.
They have like a multi-billion-dollar ad campaign where they're telling people we'll give you a $50,000 signing bonus. Like if you agree to be an ICE agent. And so a lot of these people who have no prospects whatsoever and they're right-wing hacks, they're like, shit, I'll fucking go fuck up some minorities and get paid for it. You know?
God damn. Yeah, a lot of the videos I'm seeing now, like at least in the past, to give ICE whatever type of credit, like they would be in shape. They would have their face covered. But now the videos I'm seeing, to your point, it's like, dude got fucking bellies. Dudes are dumb out of shape, pulling people over, saying like wild shit. And I'm like, this dude doesn't even look like he could chase somebody down, or like dude slipping on ice, not knowing if you fucking run full speed that like you'll bust your ass. Like dumbasses. And it's the same dumbasses that were fucking charging the Congress on January 6th. So it's like,
right.
At least hopefully it doesn't get a lot worse, but maybe the fact that they're hiring all these dumbasses now, we'll get some funny videos out of it. Like the dude slipping on ice.
There's been a number of them that slipped on ice, and there was another number of them that like a fat guy running and he's gassed out, and then the guy got away. And the other like thing that's very encouraging is that now I've seen a lot of examples of the community showing up and basically bullying ICE out of grabbing somebody they were trying to grab. I've seen a lot of, in fact, somebody said that a video I showed on my show was actually at his uncle's house. I think it was in Los Angeles, and there were two guys who were doing landscaping there, American citizens, right? Mm-hmm. And ICE was trying to grab them and arrest them and snatch them off the streets and throw them in their Tahoe. And there was a neighbor who was out there with a cell phone, and then a bunch of other neighbors came out, and they were all yelling at and berating the ICE agents and saying, you don't have a fucking warrant, get the fuck out of here, fuck you, right? And then what ended up happening, there was like a little scuffle, but the landscapers got away. And ICE decided we're out, we're going to leave. But the fact that you're seeing like they try to grab somebody and then it doesn't work and then they retreat means there's a lot more of that in there if we show up with the proper numbers. If we organize, if there's enough people out there in Minneapolis, they all got whistles that they blow like a motherfucker, so all the other activists come every time they see them trying to grab somebody, and it's working. The other thing is people are now being educated about their rights. There was a clip in Minnesota media where they were saying there's a difference between a judicial warrant and what's called an administrative warrant. So you have to ask ICE, do you have a warrant? And then what they'll say is, yes, we do. But when they say that, they mean we have an administrative warrant, which basically means like it's nothing. It's toilet paper. It doesn't actually mean they can come in your house. They would need a judicial warrant signed with your name on it by a judge in order to fucking come in. And so they don't have those. So now that people know their rights, they're learning, oh, I don't have to let these fuckers in the house. They're letting people in like sanctuary. Hey, are they coming after you? Come in here and we'll shut the door and we'll fucking protect you. You know? And that shit is working too. Like there was a video that went mega viral of that shit worked. The community showed up. Somebody hid in the house. It was a DoorDash driver. They shut the door. They told ICE, fuck off. Get the fuck off my property. Said we're going to sue the shit out of you. So yeah. Dean Cain was broadcasting how he became an ICE agent. I wonder if he still is. Probably. You saw Dr. Phil did a ride along with him a few months ago. Yeah.
Dr. Phil did a ride along with the ICE agent?
With ICE, yeah. Yeah.
And
he's a right-wing hack. He's a total fucking prick.
Oh, 100%. But like they were just did they stop random people and like
yeah, they were like arresting people and shit. And Dr. Phil was trying to make them look good, being like, oh, this guy's a criminal, whatever, you know.
It's scary. It's crazy that like Minnesota has kind of turned into the hub of all this shit happening. Like
Minnesota is a very left-wing state. They're a very left-wing state. And that's what you'll notice. Where did they go? They went Los Angeles, they went to Chicago, right? Is where Trump invaded. Oh, they just said now Phoenix. Phoenix is interesting because Arizona's a swing state, and what they're trying to do is round up enough people to like help the Republicans in the midterms and in the 2028 election. So like this motherfucker, he's fucking calculated and evil with what they're doing here. You know,
the shit that got me kind of that was a little crazy was, did you see when Marco Rubio handed him the note that said like Chevron has another question or some shit like that?
Yes, I did.
Read it out loud.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now his brain is oatmeal, dog.
But like, how obvious and corrupt that like they are, the fact that like they're reading it out loud, they're laughing, and it's just like on to the next because it's so wild, and how obvious of everything they're doing is corrupt is just like mind-blowing to me. Like I saw that and I was just like, he literally just read out loud the note that like they got to go back to Chevron because they've paid bad money to ask a question, you know, like they've got the access to Trump to ask him some shit. Like it's scary, man. It's so scary.
Absolutely. It's disgusting.
I wanted to ask you if you thought, what are your thoughts on like if you got invited to the Golden Globes and, you know, would you wear some pin that said like, you know, some proactive shit? Because like Mark Ruffalo was like really proactive wearing shit.
Yeah, he was going in.
He was going in. Are you like, you're at the event, chill, or like, are you cool with people like kind of, you know, using that platform to kind of like OD, you know, talk about what's happening in the...
I'm happy if anybody uses that soulless ass world to get out a good message. So shout out to Mark Ruffalo for that. But me personally, I just wouldn't go. Like, you know, I just wouldn't go to that shit. But anybody who does go to use that platform for good I'm happy that they do it. But did you see that they had like poly market odds on who was going to win the next fucking Oscar? And like this betting platform shit, it's infecting everything, you know?
I didn't see that.
Everything.
But I had a buddy who like put $10 in an account. We were at Dave & Buster's and it was like, will the announcers say the word buzzer or some shit like that? And like, so it doesn't surprise me, but like, you know, I know we said this, but like someone could be at the Golden Globes and like know that they're going to say Snoop Dogg's going to be the next performer or some shit and bet $10,000 on it. And he comes out and they win, you know, like it's so, there's going to be a point where there's got to be some more regulation on this shit that like,
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, people aren't making as much money as they should, or like other people losing as much money as they should. Like, I don't know.
It's a joke. Our country's a joke at this point. Like it's all just one giant fucking casino, you know, and the shit is rigged. It's rigged. It's only like Trump and his friends that are getting rich off everything.
Did you see Wanda Sykes fucking getting at Bill Maher?
Roasted the fuck out of Bill Maher. That shit was hilarious. She was like, Bill, you've given us so much, and I just wish you'd give us a little bit less.
Bro, his Bill Maher's face was like, oh, you're sucking me off, to like, wait a second.
Yeah, he was, and I love how he pretended not to get it. Like, Bill, you know what the fuck she's saying. You know what the fuck she's saying. You know that you're mad, obnoxious, and annoying, and like you're fucking shrill as a motherfucker. Like, don't make that face. But that's how he always been. He can't take a joke. He's kind of like Trump in that way, you know?
But also to his, like, why are you there, Bill? Like, to your
I know.
point, it's like, you are on stage talking about elitist and all these celebrities. Like, so you put out a special that got nominated for a Golden Globe, and now you're gonna kiss their ass and go show up and be there. Like, it's like, stop.
He's an elitist little prick, bro. He really is. He's a total elitist little prick. Like he famously hates internet people. Anybody who made it online, he doesn't invite them onto his show ever. And like that shows how elitist he is. So this is another sign of like, oh, this is the serious world with the serious people in Hollywood, and that's why he wants to be in that area. But yeah, they don't respect you. Nobody fucking likes you, bro, with your enlightened centrist. Now we have the most fucking right-wing fascist regime ever. And this motherfucker who's supposed to be like an edgy left-winger, now he's nowhere to be found, and he's doing the both sides bullshit, and he's like being friendly to MAGA. And it's like, bro, this was your moment to shine. I don't get, like, this was your moment, bro. You could have been the guy. You could have been the flamethrower. You could have been, like, helping lead the shit. And instead, he's nowhere. And all the fans are gone. Like, he even admitted the other day, or like, you know, a couple of months ago or whatever it was. He was like, yeah, you know, the show has taken a hit because of some of the positions he's taken, where he's like, you know, he went on to eat the dinner with Trump. He said, like, a lot of people stopped watching. It's like, yeah, what the fuck did you expect? You know?
Yeah, he's kind of sold out. And then they even asked him, like, I think they asked him, like, hey, Mark Ruffalo's wearing this pin. What do you think about it? And he was kind of like, it's just an award show. You know, like, let's just be at the award show. He did go on to say that, like, you know, the ICE shit was bad, but also, like, that's your lane. Like, take a stance. Like, you know, say something a little bit better and, like, defend Mark Ruffalo than, you know, shit on him for wearing a pin, you know?
There's something about as he got older, he just, like, he lost his edge and he lost his bearings. Like, he lost his, like, moral core. And now it's just like, I don't know, it all seems like so selfish and narcissistic and self-aggrandizing that, like, it's about him eating dinner with Trump and him, like, trying to be the most reasonable voice in the room by being, like, nuanced, as he would say it. And it's like, but you're just boring now. You're just stale now. This is just, like, toothless now, you know? Yeah. Like, this is the least nuanced time in U.S. history. And I mean that literally. Like, this is, like, everything we see from top to bottom is, like, a fucking horror show. We don't need nuance. We need to throw nuance out the window and fucking go hard in the other direction. And he's nowhere to be found on that shit. And that's why nobody likes him anymore.
What did you watch any of the Golden Globes last night? I know we've spoken about this in the past.
I didn't watch that shit.
I watched a little just because I was watching with Molly, and it was kind of like to the other side of your point. I feel like if I got invited to that shit, like, I would pull up. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio's in that bitch, like, all celebrities.
Did you see that video of him that went viral? Did you see that video of him that went viral?
The K-pop, like, talking about the K-pop?
Was he talking about K-pop? It was like, I didn't have, there was no audio on my video.
He's like mouthing something to someone, right? He's like,
but he was making these OD gay hand motions, and somebody was like, oh, so the rumors are true. Because the rumor recently was that he's gay.
Oh, I mean, like, here's my thing. The same shit I've said with Diddy and all this stuff. I think you get to a certain point of celebrity where you've done everything that you want to try something else, you know?
I don't agree with that.
You don't think so?
No. Cause I've always made the opposite point that, like, bro, I've always been into the same shit. Like, I've never fucking wavered once in my life. Like, I know what I like.
In the category of, like, A-list celebrity where it's like you're doing stuff at parties.
Yeah, but bro, like, porn exists. My taste could have theoretically gotten more and more extreme, but they didn't. It was just exactly what the fuck it's always been. Yeah, it's like what people said about gay people born that way. Like, you always sort of knew you were that. There's evidence when there's kids that you see when they're, like, in, like, middle school, the way they talk, the way they act, and people are like, oh yeah, he's gay. Like, that guy's gay. And everybody knows that, right? So, like, you just are what you are. So, but I don't know if the rumors are true with Leonardo DiCaprio, but it was just funny that it was
a weird
clip. Moving.
Yeah, he was either were a little off.
He was either like pointing out, like, oh, this is what you're like, and he's doing the whole, like, bit, or it's just how he normally talks when the cameras are off, in which case then the rumors are true.
yeah it was a funny clip to see. Like, people said he was talking to Tiana Taylor about, like, she didn't know the K-pop Demon Hunters, and apparently they were, like, coming down to the stage, and there's this I'm on airplane mode, but there's this person I follow on social media that does, like, lip reading, and she lip readed it pretty well. She was like, you didn't know the K-pop Demon Hunters, and then it's like K-pop, and then, like, it was, like, on point to what she was saying. But I don't know, man. I just think he's tried so much different stuff. He's been at so many different parties. He's been in so many different situations that, like, yes, to your point, you are born a certain way, I feel like, but also there's influence to some extent when you're at these crazy, like, you're telling me Leonardo DiCaprio wasn't at some Diddy parties doing some weird shit that, like, influenced, like, hey, we've got a magician putting, like, I'm gonna pull an ace of spades out of your ass or some shit like that. Now go try this weird shit. Like, there's weird shit going on to a level that we don't even know is happening, So, like, I think that can influence, people's, they like fucking, thoughts about shit. But
I'll
he
just
did look
say
a little sus.
I'll just say that I never in my life was like, I'm a little tired of pussy. Let me suck a dick today. So, like, you only think that if you're gay. And if you're gay, God bless. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, you're totally cool.
I guess.
But, like, you don't just maybe stumble across that. You either like it or you don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I agree with you on that. But going back to the Golden Globes, I don't know. I think there's a lot of movies I didn't see. I don't know if you saw any of those shits, but, like, everything that was nominated, I didn't. Oh no, you said you didn't watch. I didn't know any of those movies. There was a category for podcasting now, though, and Amy Poehler.
I saw that. I saw Amy Poehler won that shit. I saw the Vanguard guys talking about that. Yeah, it's the thing that's sort of annoying about that is there's politics that goes into all these events, like
exactly.
But you know what? The streamer world too, it works like that, where, like, they have streamer awards and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's the same shit everywhere. I'm sure there's YouTube awards that I'm fucking unfamiliar with, and so it literally doesn't matter. You could be, like, number one in your field quantitatively, and they'd still be like, well, if you're not shaking the right hands and making the right friends, we're not going to give you an award. So I've always sort of been anti-award. That's why I love sports. Sports is, like, it's so actually meritocracy based. Like, you got to win the shit, you know, and if you win, then you get the trophy. If you don't, then you don't. And, like, that's how I like it. I don't like this shit where it's like, you could have worse numbers, but somehow win an award for podcasting. It's like, well, who the fuck are these people to determine? Why would they beat that podcast if they have lower numbers? You know what I'm saying?
100%. And I said the same thing to Molly. I was like, even as much as, like, Rogan is bad now, like, he's still got to have more views and engagement and shit than Amy Poehler, So it's like, if you're voting on, like, who's the most popular podcast, he's got to at least be one of the category, like, one of the nominees. And it was the same thing that, like, she said when Taylor Swift didn't win, like, album of the year or some shit. It's like, literally, she had broken records for how many people, like, downloaded her shit or listened to her shit, and she didn't win. So to your point, it kind of, like, is like, it's annoying and it sucks that, like, there's people with opinions that vote on this shit that, like, have biased opinions,
Yeah, it's like, who cares? I don't care about your opinion. I care about, like, what actually is the biggest shit.
Exactly.
And to your point, so, like, on the podcast chart, you got the Joe Rogan Experience, The Daily, which is the New York Times, Crime Junkie, Smartless, Huberman Lab, The Diary of a CEO, Dateline NBC, Call Her Daddy. They were nominated, I think. New Heights, and the rest is history. So, like, yeah, there's a bunch. And I guess it depends. Some of them you have, like, Apple Podcast chart, Spotify Podcast chart, YouTube charts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah, there's some way you can break it down where it's more objective or more fair, Like, the Midas Touch guys, I'm sure, get way more views than Amy Poehler does, but they weren't considered,
Who's the Midas Touch guys?
The Midas Touch guys, they're like the liberal podcast that they've blown up big time within the last 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they get way more views than Amy Poehler, I'm sure, and, like, they're not getting an award,
I wanted to ask your opinions on the nurses' strikes that's happening. I was like, is that a good thing?
I didn't see it. I didn't see any.
In New York City, there's, like, there's, like, 3 major hospitals where, like, all the nurses are on strike right now in the city.
And what are they asking for? Higher wages?
I think higher wages.
I see. New York City nurses from several hospitals are on strike. Mayor Mamdani and other leaders are supporting them along the picket lines. The hospital says, "Oh fuck, I fucked it up." The hospitals say people will still get care covering for Fox 5 New York. Okay, yeah, that seems good. The largest nurses strike in New York City, with 15,000 nurses walking out this morning at 10. Yeah, I've been recording shows all day, so I haven't seen this. But wow.
Yeah, they're like,
good for them. I hope they win. I hope they get what they're asking for.
And they probably will. I mean, I feel like usually when you get that many people going on strike, like, they gotta at some point, like, There's going to be patients that are dying OD because 15,000 nurses.
No. They're still getting it. It said in one of these tweets from Fox 5 New York that the hospitals say people will still get care. But yeah, it's going to be like you still need more bodies to do the work. So you like, you know, you're going to have to give them what they want. And the fact that they have the mayor now on their side is going to fucking help a lot.
Yeah.
The fact that the guy with all the power, which by the way, that's the other thing is Zoran's been freaking it in New York. He ordered a deep cleaning of the subway, which is the first time in the history of the New York City subway that a deep cleaning was ordered of the subway. He's already they're already getting the free childcare thing to happen, which is fucking amazing that they're able to do that. That's like the cornerstone of his whole agenda. There was like a bunch of they're going to do public restrooms for New York City because you know how right now if you got to piss and you're in the city, there are none. Like you got to go into a business and buy a muffin or some shit in order to fucking piss. So he's already freaking it, bro. And like if he is as successful as he's been, man, we're in a good spot because that shows like the way to win is to go left, you know?
100%. Before we get to the super chats, do you know this country singer Bryan Adams? I like stumbled upon him on Instagram. He's like
Brian with a Y?
I think Brian with a Y, yeah, I wrote it down. He like sings.
Isn't Bryan Adams he's an OD old school singer. He's from the 90s. Bryan Adams?
Not like Brian McKnight.
No, Bryan Adams.
He seems pretty young.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing his song right now, but you know it's true. Everything I do it for you. That guy.
He's saying that's like a wedding song, no?
That's Bryan Adams, bro. Yeah, like these songs, a 1993 song. Please forgive me. I know not what I do. Person. Well, then who's the one you're talking about? Because that's Bryan Adams is the one I'm talking about.
This guy seems pretty cool.
What?
No. This is a different Brian. No. Yeah, no, this is a different Bryan Adams.
So who's the Bryan Adams you're talking about? That's got to be with an I then, maybe? Bryan Adams with an I, not a Y?
Maybe.
Bryan Adams. No, it redirects to the Bryan Adams I was talking about.
Let me find him. Fuck, it keeps bringing me this other guy.
I told you, bro. You low-key hallucinated this guy. There is no Bryan Adams that's not that Bryan Adams.
Wait, no, like why isn't my search bringing up the one guy that I want? Hold on.
Here, I'll look type in Bryan Adams country singer.
I did that. I mean, it's the other guy.
I'm typing in 2025, seeing if that changes it. Maybe you just got the wrong name. Maybe it's just a different name.
Yeah, you think I got the wrong name?
It's got to be because I agree. I'm only seeing the Bryan Adams that I knew of, the 1990s Bryan Adams.
Someone's saying Kyle Adams? No, it can't be. I wouldn't have messed up that bad.
Kyle Adams. Yeah. You're right. That's who it is. Kyle Adams. Oh, wait, no, that's a New Zealand soccer player, country singer.
Yeah, I got a football player. He was kind of like fat. He had a beard. Maybe, I don't know, bro.
You just hallucinated this motherfucker.
No, I really did. Wait, hold on.
What's the song you're thinking of? Let's look it up by song.
Everyone's saying Ryan Adams.
Ryan Adams. There you go, bro. Ryan Adams, country singer. Let's see. American singer-songwriter known for his extensive work in rock and alternative country, rising to prominence with the alt country.
Not him.
Oh my God.
All right, this is gonna bother me bad. It's like this like kind of overweight country singer. He's got a beard, and he sings like he's like against Trump, and he's got some song that. Oh my God, man! I got Bryan Andrews. I'm so bugging right now.
Bryan Andrews.
It's Bryan Andrews. That's him. That's him.
Okay, I see. No, I never heard of this guy before.
Yo, look into it. He kind of was like freaking it on social media of like going in on Trump and like he was kind of popular. I know you don't like recommendations for your show, but this guy was like,
oh, you want me to ask him on the show?
Yeah, fuck yeah. This guy seemed mad cool, man. Like he was like,
oh, I think I may have seen
grain in country music.
Yeah, I think I may have seen one video of him yelling in his car about Trump or some shit.
Yeah.
I think I may have that may have popped up on my Twitter at some point.
You probably saw the video. I think it was like him mad at the ice shit in Minnesota or something.
Yeah, so
That was
yeah,
like one of his that went
I think
viral.
so. I think so. Shout out to that guy, man.
No, for real. All right, let's get some of that shit. My bad. I was reading his name totally wrong on that shit.
I was like, I know Bryan Adams. He's the singer from the 90s. That's how I knew him, you know?
When you said everything I do, I was like, no, this guy's like 12 years old. He definitely didn't sing that shit.
He was a fetus when that song came out.
Oh my gosh.
1993. Yeah.
That was so bad. All right, here's the first. I got to run to the bathroom real quick.
All right, go ahead. I'll start answering these shits. Wes Nelson, thanks for the $5, bro. Can everyone stop complaining about the economy being bad? Gas went down 2 cents per gallon at my local gas station. America is back, baby. Yeah, man. That's Trump is going to steal that argument, and he's going to use that argument, bro, because he ain't got shit else to argue. But Crystal was just telling me before we came on air, actually, that there's some bad signs about Iran right now, that it looks like they might be planning another bombing spree. So I got my eye on Twitter over that because you know what they said, the pizza tracker thing in DC, that shit went fucking nuts. That the numbers skyrocketed of people getting pizza. So yeah, I'm afraid that there's going to be some more bombing shit that happens. So I got my eye on that. But yeah, man, it's rough out there. It's rough out there. The economy's fucking gonna tank. I'm still waiting for the big crash. I really think there's gonna be a big crash in the next 3 years for sure, sooner rather than later. Especially now with Trump fighting with the Fed chair guy and like doing lawfare against him. Yeah, that shit is gonna be bad, bro. Going after Jerome Powell, like he's gonna put some hack in there and fuck up interest rates. King of the Viltrumites, shout out to you, bro. The returning champion. Thanks for the $10. Yeah, read this in Jordan Peterson's book. Kyle, the 2006 Glenn Beck clone needs to go deep clean and really decontaminate his room, body and soul, or he shall face eternal tribulation after tribulation. Thank you, Jordan Peterson. Try to not die because I hear you're in rough shape.
Yeah, he's been like out of commission for a hot minute.
Bro,
right?
I know it's so crazy. I don't even know what that guy. Something's wrong, like on a deep level with him. King of the Viltrumites again. Thanks for the $5. Kyle, why do liberals believe everything Trump does is either a distraction from the Epstein files or an attempt to justify martial law? Probably because everything he does is a distraction from the Epstein files or an attempt to justify martial law. No, I mean, look, they make that point because it's so obvious that it barely even needs to be said. On the Epstein files thing, like, it's true to say that a lot of the shit he does, like, he wants to do it, and that shit is bad on its own merits. But I think it's also true in most cases to point out, yeah, they are doing all sorts of shit to try to distract from the Epstein file. I mean, they literally are supposed to release all of them. They only release 1%, and they still are not following the law on that shit.
1% they released to just fucking everything on Bill Clinton.
Yes, and there was still damning shit in there about Trump too. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like imagine what's in the other 99% of the files that they didn't fucking release. We already know that now he was a child sex trafficker. You know, and there's 10 co-conspirators and shit. So a lot of fucked up shit in there. But on the martial law thing, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to do it anyway. Big can of whoop ass. Thanks for the $5. What do you think of Iranian protests? What about the Shah of Iran's Trump-loving, Israel-loving son wanting to lead a transitional government there? So the idea of the Shah's son leading the government is just total fucking pipe dream bullshit. It's the same as like Corina Machado leading leading Venezuela. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, she wants it to happen. It's not going to happen. He wants to be the new king of Iran. Not going to fucking happen, right? So that part is silly, and that guy's desperate for power and relevance. But the protests in general, it's kind of tough to talk about because on the one hand, there's some organic protesting because shit is fucked up there. The economy's cooked. But on the other hand, it absolutely is like CIA and Mossad infiltrating it, agent provocateurs, making everything worse, trying to use it to overthrow the government. So, like, it's sort of difficult to talk about it because it's hard to figure out, well, what's real and what's sort of put on it. And the fact of the matter is the U.S. sort of brought about the conditions for the economic collapse. So, like, we're sort of to blame for how shitty things are there anyway. But, I mean, yeah, ultimately what I'd prefer is, you know, some government that's democratic that takes hold there, that's secular that takes hold there, that, you know, you end the Revolutionary Guard, but you replace it with like a democratic secular government, but also a government that's not aligned with the U.S. and not aligned with Israel, because obviously that's what the U.S. and Israel want. It's like a puppet government that does their bidding and allows our corporations to steal their oil too. So, yeah, it's a little bit complicated what's going on there.
Did they have Iranian protest in California? Is that where that U-Haul like drove over people or some shit?
Funny enough, though, yes. Funny enough, those are the supporters of the Shah's son. Those are the
Really?
supporters. Yeah, because they're they fled when the Shah fell, and so they're like the aristocrats of the former Iranian system, and they want to bring back the king or the prince to become a king, and they want to like go back to Iran with that old system in place. So yeah, those were like the moneyed interests in Iran for back in the day. Andrew, thanks for the $10. Good evening. Just want to say thank you, Kyle, for getting me on the lefty train when I was 19 in 2020. I am very grateful. Also, do either of you have any Oscar picks or movie/TV takes from this year? Well, first of all, let me say thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and I'm happy that you're watching the show, and I'm glad that you're on the lefty train. And movie or TV takes, I don't know. I saw, what's the Leonardo DiCaprio one? One Battle after Another.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Yeah, you know.
Did you watch that?
I did watch that. It was pretty good. I didn't watch any of the other ones. What's that?
Was that on HBO by chance?
No, it was a movie. It was in theaters, I think. I don't know where I don't know if we bought it on Amazon or some shit. I don't remember how we saw it.
Yeah, I feel like I was like I stumbled across HBO and Tiana Taylor was like on my TV. And
it's possible it was on there. I really don't know. I don't remember how we watched it, but it was on like Amazon Prime or maybe HBO Max or whatever the fuck.
It might have been that shit.
Yeah, so I'd give it to them, but I didn't see any of the others, so I'm kind of biased, you know.
Did you like that one though? Because
I
pretty good. Watched it. Yeah, it was all right.
It was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge movie guy. I always try to tell people I'm more of a fan of shows than movies. Same. But for TV, I don't know what was up for awards and shit. And I'm not current with my shit. I always watch them when they're already over, so I can binge watch them. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a good.
But also, I said to Molly last night, I was like, "There's so many fucking shows. Like all these shit getting nominated." I was like, every category had like 6 different people from like 6 different shows, and like a lot of them were like different shows. I was like, who has time to watch all of these shows? Like, I'm curious about the Seth Rogen show. I don't know what it's called, like some shit, but like he's a producer or something. And it seems interesting. It's kind of like an Entourage, but Hollywood kind of vibe, the studio. But then I was like, I don't have to, like, I still got to finish watching Pluribus. Like, there's too much shit, you know? Like,
I know.
There's too much shit.
Look, that's why God invented double speed, dog. That's why I'm a big fan of like, and with Netflix, I think you can watch on double speed on Netflix on your computer, but not on your TV. And so I'm incentivized to always watch on the computer. You know, I'm a double speed whore, dog. I don't listen to anything less than double speed.
I give you props. Like, but
you could just watch more shit too. Like you could condense it and watch more shit. I learned,
but I feel like your brain has to move faster. Like it's like
now you get used to it, bro. Here, I'm telling you, the way you do it is you start by doing 1.25 times. And everybody who watches my show has watched it on 1.25 times because I play videos at 1.25 times when I'm showing people videos.
Oh, really?
So that people might go, oh, it's going a little fast, but it's not. It's never too much to keep up. You can keep up with 1.25 times. And then what happens is after you're comfortable with that, you move it up to 1.5, then you move it up to 1.75. You get it, and you go all the way up. Now I could do 3 times, and it's okay. Sometimes. Right when I wake up, though, I can't do 3 because my brain is too slow right when I wake up, you know?
Yeah. Andrew, I would say try the studio, though. I might. That one was intriguing.
Wes Nelson, thanks for the $5, bro. Y'all see Mark Ruffalo talking about Trump at the Golden Globes last night. Dude is the GOAT, and then Bill Maher was a total ass when asked about ICE. Yeah, you know, I feel like ashamed that I used to like look up to Bill Maher back in the day. I was like a big fan of Bill Maher back in the day.
I mean, we both were. Like he was where we got our politics from, you know?
True. Yeah, you know, we watched a lot of Bill Maher, and I went to his stand-up a few times, and yeah, just like, you know what I think it was? I think I liked the fact, number one, at the time he was left-wing, so I like that. But number two, like his over-the-top smugness just came across as like confidence to me when I was younger, you know? But now his smugness seems like actual smugness. And so it's like, shut the fuck up, you know? But yeah, Ruffalo is the GOAT, and Bill Maher does suck donkey dick, so we appreciate it.
Do we like Wanda Sykes? Is she like, I don't really know much about her.
She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. I've always found her funny. There's some people that have an affect that's just funny to me. Like the way Cat Williams talks is just funny. Like he could say anything. He's funny, you know? And Wanda's kind of the same. The way she talks is like, you're just funny, aren't you? You know?
And that's bold too. Like to get up on stage there and just straight shit on someone, knowing like you might see them at an after party, you might see them in the backstage. Like if he won, you would have had to give him the fucking trophy. So the fact that like she said that shit was kind of gangster.
I'm telling you, bro, she feels it in her soul. Like we all feel it. Like we're all like, fuck you, Bill Maher. Like you should be leading us right now. Instead, you're being a bitch. Like, yeah, everybody feels it,
Yep.
Big can of whoop ass. Thanks for the $5. I have a strange feeling that the election in 2028 and 2032 will feel a lot like 2020 and 2024. Centrists do nothing, followed by reactionary moron. It's possible. It is possible. But, I actually saw Sam Cedar say this today to the Vanguard guys. He's like, I don't know if we're going to revert to the mean. The Democratic voters are going to revert to the mean and just go with the safe option this time. It certainly doesn't feel like that. So right now, like I know the PodSave guys think Gavin Newsom is like a foregone conclusion that he's definitely going to win. I don't know, man. It feels like one of those years where, or one election cycle where like there's no guarantees. It almost reminds me of when Jeb Bush was considered like he's a shoo-in for the fucking nomination in whatever whatever year, 2016. It's like turns out he wasn't, and I feel like now we're gonna have the same shit. They're gonna be, Gavin Newsom, yeah, he's got it, and then it's like, wait, what did he say? Fucking plummets. Somebody else is gonna take the mantle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Carla Gen X, thanks for the $5. Cataract surgery tomorrow. Even my eye shut down because I've seen enough. Love you both. Please stay safe. Well, thank you, Carla. We appreciate it. And good luck in that surgery. Hopefully it gives you some comfort to know that my mom got that surgery. I want to say it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. And it went perfectly smooth and swimmingly. And now everything's good and she could see great. And so, you're going to be good. It's going to be all right. So good luck with your surgery tomorrow and hang in there.
Does your eye just like kind of give out on you?
No, cataract is like as you get older, there's like almost like how when you have like an old car, like on the headlights, it'll get like foggy inside of them.
Right. Yeah.
And like and the light is not as strong. Yeah. That happens with your eyeball where like there'll be like a cloudiness to your eyeballs as you get older. And then what they do is they clean the lens or they put a new lens in for you with the cataract surgery. Yeah. So I think almost all of us end up getting it as we get older,
Okay.
Sean, thanks for the $5. I live in Minnesota. None of my Hispanic coworkers showed up to work today. I work with a bunch of right wingers. They've been real quiet recently. Yeah, man. It's interesting to know how many of these right wingers, low key, deep down, are feeling like, fuck, like what do we unleash? I'm curious about that because it's very clear what's happening is like a war on the citizens of this country. It is very clear that that's what's happening. That like they're declaring a war on regular people, and it's fucking ugly. It's ugly, and this is what it looks like. Any sort of mass deportation shit these idiots wanted. Here's what it looks like. As I always say, you blow through the criminals in like a week. Everybody's out who's a criminal in like a week. Who the fuck are you going to do the other, 360 days of the year? You tell me. It's going to be innocent people,
Yeah, it's scary.
Wes Nelson, thanks for the $5. How will the usual suspects on Breaking Points defend Tucker Carlson going to the oil executive meeting? It's a good question. I don't know what Sagar will say. I don't know what Emily Jashinsky will say. But obviously Ryan and Crystal would rip them to shreds if they said anything but fuck this guy. So we shall see. I know Breaking Point's had on Chris Van Hollen today. Everybody should check that out. He's got potential, but he ain't there yet, bro. He ain't there yet. He's still too much of that DC insider brain. He didn't say when he was asked if ICE should be abolished, he didn't say abolish ICE. So he's got work to do, but he was on Breaking Point. You guys should check that out. V-Man, thanks for the $10. Kyle, as long as the U.S. has a presence in the Caribbean and Latin America, the region will never be safe. The only solution is an independent Puerto Rico. It won't stop the U.S., but it will make it harder. Yeah, I mean, an independent Puerto Rico seems good to me. So you're saying make it so it's not a territory anymore, U.S. territory anymore?
Oh, they don't want it to be. They say the U.S. involvement like fucks it up over there?
Well, that's kind of what they're saying. But I always thought that they wanted to be part of the U.S., but I'm not up to date with the polls, and so that could just be dead wrong. But I mean that'd be fine with me. Either that or make it a state. I would say having it as a state would be great because we could guarantee less Republican control. Sherman, thanks for the $20. Hey guys, Corin, have you considered ripping the audio of this podcast and putting it on podcast platforms? It sometimes sucks to leave the YouTube app open when I'm on the go. Would love an audio only version. Keep it up. Yeah, I mean that's a good idea. I don't know if Molly had thought about that.
Yeah, Molly figured it out. So she's I think she has episodes ready to go and is gonna like release them, start like dating back to the first episode. We just have to come up with a cover photo for the podcast. So, once she has that.
That might be a lot of fucking work to do every episode of the show on like, but I think what he's thinking of is like, can you do the new ones over there? So that's easier. If that's all people want, that shit is easier than doing the whole backlog. Starting from starting from last week or this week or whatever. Then it's like easy peasy. You could just do it immediately every week. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah. No, I'll ask Molly. I'm definitely look into that. But
Imagine we become the number 1 podcast in the country on like Spotify and Apple. That'd be hilarious.
we're going to the Golden Globes, bro. We're going. We're going.
By the way,
No,
thank
but,
you,
it's
Sherman.
in the plan.
20 bucks
It's,
is very kind of you. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Golden Child, thanks for the $5. Corin and Kyle, did you always have gay male friends, or did you ever go through a homophobic phase? Should Graham Plattner apologize for gay jokes? So, great questions, by the way. I love questions like this. No, Corin and I, we've never been homophobic, right? Can you ever remember a time where we've been homophobic? No, I always had the position, even when we were like younger, of like, I just didn't understand why anybody would like be mad about that or think that it's bad or think that gay people shouldn't have the same rights. I just never understood. It was just a foreign concept to me. Like, why does it matter who they want to date? Like, let them date whoever they want to date. Like, what does it matter to you? That was always my perspective. Now, on the other part, though, maybe this take I have is a little more spicy. Corin and I are of the age where, like, you would say gay, like that thing is gay, or you'd even use the F slur, call somebody the F slur if you're like fucking around or whatever. And the argument for that is, and actually I think South Park made the argument better than anybody, is they had a whole episode where they were like these biker gang guys where they would like ride around on their motorcycles and make the noise with their mouth where they go like, and in South Park, they'd be like, these guys are a bunch of, I think they said fags. I don't know if they said they're gay or they're fags. I think they said they're fags.
Yeah.
And then like the whole joke of the episode was like these guys going, did you just call them gay? And they'd be like, no, I'm not saying they're gay. I'm saying that they're fags. And the whole joke was like, no, that's different. Like we have no issue with like gay people or homosexual people. We have no issue with them. We're saying they're fags is what we're saying. And like that was the joke, is like at some point along the line, there was like a bifurcation where like the word stopped meaning like you are gay, you are LGBTQ, and it started meaning something else. It started meaning like this is what you say to your boy when you're fucking with them, and you know you're saying you're an asshole or whatever. You say, you're. And so we were from that generation. So I would be the biggest hypocrite in the world if I ever judged anybody else or said like you're not allowed to make those jokes even in the past or whatever. So on that front, I give everybody a total pardon, including myself, because I say I engage in the same fucking shit all the fucking time. So like that's my take on it. Never been homophobic, always never even understood homophobia. And but we've always been of, when it comes to language, we would say some wild ass shit and like it would just be like whatever. It doesn't mean what people would directly interpret it as meaning. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I agree with Kyle 1,000,000% on that shit. Like I had like dating back to my first memory of like understanding someone was gay was like my cousins were gay and they would be at we'd be at bar mitzvahs or like just any type of like events. And it was just like, those are my cousins. Like, you know, it was never like anything I even questioned or like kind of like inquired about, because it was just like, okay, they're happy together. Like, you know.
Yeah, and it's really like we're lucky that we grew up in New York, because the New Yorkness of it all is like even when we were younger and gay marriage was illegal, we understood like, wait, why is this illegal? It doesn't even make any fucking sense. Like that was the default opinion of everybody our age from when we were kids. Is like, I don't get it. Why are you oppressing these people? Like it makes no sense, you know?
What did Graham Plattner say?
I have no idea. I actually have no idea what he said, but if he made gay jokes in the past or whatever. But again, like I'm guilty as fuck too. Like we always said gay, we always said fag, we always said all sorts of shit, but we never meant it as if to be like gay people are not equal. We always
retard was one that like I never like that was what we said. And like if you look it up in the dictionary, it's like what the definition of like someone who has special needs is like. You know,
yeah, so there was a bunch of shit that we, you know, it was just how people talked, and it didn't mean it in that kind of a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't malicious.
In defense of genre, thanks for the $5. Why can't more people say, I don't like the government of a country, but respect the innocent people? E.g., I don't like the Israeli U.S. government, but respect the people. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of implied. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever people are criticizing, if I'm like ruthlessly criticizing Saudi Arabia or the U.S. or Israel, like it's sort of implied that like not literally every single person in the country is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's a duh thing, you know?
Yeah.
Big can of whoop ass, thanks for the $5. If you could go back in time and tell 2012 Kyle about all that has happened since, what would he think we were headed for? Hell? Hell, because that's where we are heading for. If I could tell 2012 Kyle everything I know now, I would have ramped up my rhetoric like 1,000 times harder, you know? I would have always been pedal to the metal, like fucking screaming, like warning everybody.
I mean, you always were though, right?
Nah, but no, because there was like in the first term of Trump, I had hope for like deconversion and like I had hope for like persuasion and debate to change people's minds. And now I'm like, we got to defeat these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm no longer asking you. I'm now defeating you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Jerry Gonzalez, thanks for the $10. Do you guys think you could do funny impressions of each other? Could make for a great clip. I don't think I could do an impression of Corin. It's too.
Yeah.
It's not like, in order to do an impression, there's got to be enough there where you can then like make it more hyperbolic and funny. And there's just not enough there for me to make it more hyperbolic and funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if somebody acts too regular, then it's hard to be like, I'm going to up the regularness. Like it doesn't work, you know?
Like people do impressions of, I just saw like Matthew McConaughey, or like there's the same type of person that people do impressions of because they're very impressionable, you know, like a Denzel Washington or something like that. Like you could pick up on like, you know, exactly. Like Jay-Z or Will Smith, like they have a very like laugh that they do or something like that. I don't think we like have anything that like stands out that's too like, you know, like easily impressionable.
If somebody's a really good impressionist, they could definitely do an impression of me, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, but like a normal person trying to do it, I don't think they'd be able to pull it off. And same with you. It'd be hard for me to do a Corin impression. Metalhead Matt, thanks for the $5. Dems need to think bigger. A command economy, re-education camps, end policing, ban cars/guns, open borders, mandatory vaccines, and privilege minorities. I know you're trolling, but we appreciate the $5.
I feel like Metalhead Matt has gone more and more like right wing as you know, the weeks have gone on. I feel like he's
he just likes to spice it up. He just likes to say some spicy shit. That's what he does. Yeah. Zora Sapphire, thanks for the $10. Your unofficial Valenti VODs ambassador here. Chris says you've created more socialists than you could ever possibly know. Also, someone in the chat said snoochie boochies. Any reply? I don't know what snoochie boochies are, but it sounds like kisses, I guess. So
I kind of fuck with the term.
So shout out, I guess, snoochie boochies back, I guess. I
guess something I would say to my daughters, like, good night, smoochie boochies.
But shout out to Chris. Everybody go check out Chris Valenti's videos. He's a young up-and-comer in the left-wing commentary space, and he has the Kyle seal of approval. And I'll say that he's good content, very entertaining, too, that's oftentimes the toughest part, is somebody could be substantive, but, like, doesn't have that, like, real X factor. Chris has got it. He knows how to hold your attention. He knows how to, like, you know, like you watch him and you want to watch him. You're like, oh, shit, what's he going to say next? So shout out to him.
Thanks, Zora.
Bobby Fett, thanks for the $5. I guess that's a play on Boba Fett, which is from Star Wars. Can we get a team up with Kyle, Hassan, Majority Report, and I've had it, Corin? If you're ever back in the Chicagoland area, let me hook you up with a pizza. That'd be dope. If you work at a pizza place, bro, that'd be amazing. Free pizzas, like you can't beat that. That's incredible.
100%.
And for your idea there, I would fucking love that. That'd be great because I love Hassan, I love the Majority Report, and I love I've had it. That would be a fucking amazing team up. So I don't know. Maybe I should text Hassan or Emma or something and see if people are down for that.
That would kind of be fire.
Crystal is close with Jennifer Welch and close with Emma, and I'm close with Hassan. So it's possible to do that. It's possible to do, but like live show, it's still too early for live shows, bro. We're still shook after the fucking assassination of Charlie Kirk. Like, it's not safe to do a live show right now, you know?
That is
so maybe that's something for the future.
Yeah, and I might take you up on that back next time I'm in Chicago. There was one, I think I was in Texas one time and I needed a ride to the airport, and I think I tweeted some shit, and one of the Kyle and Corin followers like drove me to the airport, man. So shout out.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
and by the way, is this person talking about Chicago style pizza, or are they talking about? I'm curious which one they're talking about.
Yeah, true.
Because you know me, I love both. I'm a lover of both, bro. I love
now
both.
The fact that I haven't had deep dish pizza in a while, I'm kind of craving that shit, man.
That's the other thing I was gonna say though, is that deep dish pizza is craveable. Like, yes, you could definitely crave that shit. Like, oh, I want that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, yeah, totally.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Far Twain, thanks for the $5. Tell me I'm wrong, I think is what you were trying to say there. With the ICE case, can't they elevate it to the federal level and Trump could pardon? Then the state couldn't try because double jeopardy. Yeah, I mean, look, yes, the answer to the question is yes. But the other thing is, they don't even necessarily have to do that because they're just not even they're not even cooperating for any investigation right now. So it looks like they're not even going to go that far. They're just going to snuff this bitch out in the crib and be like, we're not cooperating with you. You can't get the evidence, and that's that. So it's even worse than that. At least this, what you're describing here, at least is some sort of like a complex plan to eventually get to the point where they don't do. Right now, they're just like, fuck you, we're not even going to have a trial, So it's even worse than what you're letting on. But yes, what you're saying is possible.
So there's not even a warrant out for this guy or anything like that? Like, he's doing all this shit, but like, is he, like, do they want to capture him?
Well, I think that at the state and local level, they said, look, we want to go after him, but we need the federal government to cooperate because they have the gun, they have like all this evidence. Yeah. And so they made it seem like we can't do shit unless the federal government cooperates, and the federal government is saying fuck off. And so but look, and then I think the state and local authorities came out and they were like, we're still going to try him even if we can't now, even if the federal government doesn't cooperate. So like, I hope they do something. I hope they do something. And there's enough video, you would think that it would be all right, if they did it on their own.
Even if it's like guilty or innocent, like, fucking guy shot someone.
I know. Jonathan Gasana, thanks for the $5, fellas. When I got that YouTube notification, not gonna lie, I was so excited. Kyle, what is Tucker and Jimmy Dore's reaction to the invasion of Venezuela? I don't know, because I don't watch those guys. Tucker, I see clips every now and then, like it'll pop up on Twitter. But I haven't seen much from even him on this, which speaks a lot. Jimmy, Lord only knows what the fuck. I mean, I think he would be opposed to it. But he also was riding Trump's meat before the election and saying he was the more anti-war candidate. Which on that one, tell me on my ass taste, bro, you were dead fucking wrong. You got to eat some crow, motherfucker. There were those of us out there going 100% wrong on that shit, and he still ran with that. He rode that narrative right into the fucking rocks, bro. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're saying, but it's just evidence. You can't trust guys like that. You just can't do it. Because, like,
Jimmy's a weird one.
It's the same shit, man. Like, it's this weird thing where it's like they know that the left was right about everything, but they can't say it. They won't say it. So they try to carve out this weird path where it's like, I'm still more aligned with Trump, but I'm also going to criticize the shit Trump does. It's like, it's untenable, bro. It's so confused, Oh, there's a new one. Path of then or hen? Path off 10. Path of then. 79688. Thanks for the $5. Kyle, can't help but keep noticing that handsome bookshelf behind you. Do you have any comics or any Japanese manga on there by chance? No, I don't. I think what you're talking about is right there.
Yeah, that is spot.
Yeah, there's one Jacobin magazine, which was gifted to me by Nathan. No, not Nathan J. He's Current Affairs. Actually, it wasn't gifted to me. I think I bought that one. So I got a Jacobin magazine, and I got a book called T.O. Burney that Chuck Rocha wrote. And no, I don't have any Japanese manga. That was never my cup of tea. But
what is Japanese manga?
I don't know. It's some. Let me look it up. I want to give it justice. Japanese manga. I guess like comics, Japanese comics. Manga is the Japanese term for comic books and graphic novels. Yeah. So no, that was never my cup of tea. But this isn't even my real like bookshelf though. Like I used to have that bookshelf back in New York.
Yeah, the official. I got my Pokemon cards with Japanese Charizards in that bitch.
That's what's up. And I do have a huge bookshelf behind me in Virginia, in the Virginia spot. So.
Yeah, that's probably what they're maybe talking about, like in your videos, the bookshelf.
Yeah, no, those are all like legit. Those are all like a lot of children's books and then a lot of like adult books. But funny enough, those are not like all my books. Those are just like generic books. But like, I should bring my books eventually at some point because then you have a lot of like Noam Chomsky and fucking Tom Hartman and Richard Dawkins and all sorts of shit behind me there. But I don't have those with me at the moment. In defense of the genre, thanks for the $5. Have either of you heard of Jim Keedy or watched Behind the Swoosh? Jim Keedy would be a great guest. Behind the Swoosh, isn't that about Nike? Is that about Nike?
Yeah, was that the Ben Affleck movie? If it was, I didn't watch it. But I feel like that was called something different. But there's so many Nike documentaries and shit. I haven't seen Behind the Swoosh though. I wonder who Jim Keedy is.
Swoosh. Behind the Swoosh. Yeah, it's the struggle of Indonesians making Nike shoes. So it's not a Nike documentary. It's about their exploitation. So it's a 1997 book. Okay. So yeah, no, that's not a bad idea to talk about the globalization and how.
Yeah. Well, apparently Nike's not doing that well right now, and they're gonna fall off.
Bro, nobody's doing well right now. The economy's cooked. It's barbecue chicken. The whole sneaker market fell off a cliff like a month or two ago.
Yep.
Jorgensen, thanks for the $5. My lineage has been here since 1547. The U.S. forced the Southwest to be a territory, and somehow I don't think they mean me as heritage American. LOL. Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody knows what they mean. They mean like the whitest white people you've ever seen, the waspiest fucking white people you've ever seen, and fuck everybody else. Like and they'll find any reason to exclude you, bro. They'll find, like you say, you could be Native American, fucking not American enough. You could be black and have been here since like the fucking revolution. They still don't count you as being American because you're black. You know what I'm saying? You could be, I was raised Catholic. Catholic doesn't count either because Catholics were otherized in the wave of immigrants that came through Ellis Island. So like, they mean like 17 guys and 12 of them are like addicted to fucking opioids and are fat. And like, they can't run the country with that, but that's what they mean because they're white nationalists.
Sydney Sweeney with the good genes, blonde hair.
Except now they're turning on her. I don't know if you saw that. They turned on her recently. They're like transvestigating her. They're acting like her neck is too big. Is she a boy actually?
Not
crazy.
Chill.
These people are psycho, bro.
She's good money.
Plain sight. Thanks for the $10. So I live in San Antonio, Texas, and ICE raided the local Aguas Frescas spot. Kidnapped 143 people for ties to Tren de Aragua. Holy shit. Later said only 50 are suspected, but proved 0, of course. ICE poured bleach on the food and drinks after. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I've seen shit like that. I've seen videos where they went to like a farmer's market. Some lady with like one of her like fruits and vegetables and shit, and they just fucking poured bleach all over her shit. Like fucked up shit.
They're just terrorists. Like they're just terrorizing the country. You know what I'm saying? They're just terrorizing the country. The worst is when you see a minority member of ICE, and I've seen that, where it's like, bro, you are not on the fucking team, dog. Yep, they would kick your ass out of this country. Oh, of course. Not even close. Fucking unbelievable, bro. That's so crazy.
Scary, man. Stay safe out there.
Yeah. Big can of whoop ass. Thanks for the $5. Massive Dingleberry Bill Maher mocked people at the Grammys who wore buttons to support Renee Good. Is there anyone who fell off harder and smugger? No. Literally nobody has fallen off harder and smugger than Bill. There's a lot of fall-offs in my day. I'm not sure anyone as severe as Bill Maher. Just so crazy.
Yeah. But he got fucking roasted properly, by Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, and then he made a face like you didn't get it. Like, bitch, you get it. Shut the fuck up. He always wanted to be like a popular kid, but he does everything to make himself fucking unlikable,
Yeah. He's with some girl who like definitely is with him because he's Bill Maher, not because she fucking likes him.
Totally.
And that shit was embarrassing too for him.
Yeah, he's always dated weirdly young,
like younger,
Amwader, thanks for the 200 North Korean something? No, not NOK is not North Korean. But shout out to you. Disappointed with AOC Mamdani land sales in the West Bank going on in New York, and they are upset about the "We Support Hamas" 5-second clip, probably instigated by a Fed rather than the land sales or Kahanist flags. Yeah, I heard about that. They were having this event where they were like selling land in the West Bank that's not theirs to sell. And there was a big protest against it. So yeah, that is kind of crazy. You would think that they would say both things, right? Like they would say, well, of course we condemn Hamas, but also don't sell land that's not yours. That seems kind of fucked up. Don't do that. But yeah, I guess they didn't say that second part, and there was backlash to it. But shout out to you, bro. Thanks for the 200, whatever that is. Lead Hammer, thanks for the $5. How about them Suns beating the Knicks the other night? Hopefully they both make the finals. So I don't
finals.
I don't know if the Suns are going to make the finals. I don't think they have finals written all over them.
I don't think Devin Booker's that guy. Like he's good, but I don't think he's the guy that's going to bring you to the finals. I think he's kind of like a bitch. Or he'll
Dylan Brooks was the factor on that team. He's the one who changed the whole trajectory of the team. That motherfucker don't play.
Yeah,
he plays good defense and he's like sort of clutch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you talk about the Suns beating the Knicks. The Suns lost to the Rockets, so they'd have to beat the Rockets to come out of the West. And Kevin Durant, Dylan Brooks, like they're not coming out of the West.
Here, I'm about to pull up right now. Let me just pull this up real quick.
The Suns are good. Suns are good. I don't think Devin Booker's the guy that's going to get them out of the West.
All right, so I'm going to do standings because I'm going to tell you. All right. So, and by the way, let me just point out real quick. The Suns beat the Knicks when the Knicks didn't have Josh Hart.
Yeah, and Josh Hart just came back and they beat Portland, yeah.
So, I'm sorry, and I said this to Corin the other week. Without Josh Hart, we're trash. With Josh Hart, we're a championship team. Like, I genuinely believe that. Josh Hart is like the Draymond to the fucking Warriors dynasty back when Draymond was in his prime. You know what I'm saying?
He got suspended for the finals game and they lost, yeah.
He's the glue. He's the glue for the whole fucking team. So as long as we have him, we're good. If we don't have him, we're not good. But Here's what I was gonna say. So looking in the West, so you got OKC number 1, San Antonio Spurs number 2, Denver Nuggets number 3, Minnesota Timberwolves number 4, Miami number 5, Phoenix is number 6 right now. So I would say, you know who you should keep your eye on, I feel like, in the West? The obvious ones are OKC, right? Like, that's the obvious one. But honestly, low-key, I think the Nuggets you got to keep your eye on in the West. Yeah, I think the Nuggets you got to keep your eye on.
I mean, Jokic is a beast.
Exactly. So I don't know who the favorite is in the West. I mean, OKC obviously is the favorite, but outside of them, I don't know. You could have like a debate. I don't know if Phoenix are going to make it to the finals, but I think in the East, you're looking at the Knicks being likely to get to the finals. I would say they're like the favorite right now.
They got the Cavs number. That's easy. The West is like no one has each other's number except for the Spurs having OKC's number. And I do know that KD's on the Rockets. I think I said that.
So I think didn't we lose to the Cavs recently? Oh no, or did we come back and win?
Beat them on Christmas. Yeah.
Okay, we came back and won. That's right. We came back and won. We lost to the Pistons. Okay, yeah, but in a series, I feel like I like our chances in a series.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Right, smart money's on Knicks versus OKC right now. I think that's the safe money right now. What do you think, Cor?
Yeah. Either OKC or Spurs. And
it's funny. Spurs made such a fucking leap. They made such a fucking leap, but we have the Wemby stopper. We have Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
He's the Wemby stopper, dog. Like, we beat the Spurs pretty handily in the fucking NBA Cup game,
Yeah, he's aggressive with him. But yeah, no, Suns are good, but, that's just regular season. That shit ain't doing nothing.
Some real news. Thanks for the $5. How to respond to MAGA. How people should just comply and they won't get shot. Why does everyone in Trump's orbit turn against him eventually? His own VP. So to your first question, the just comply thing, it doesn't work because she was complying, right? Like, she was told, one person told her, get the fuck out of the car. Another one had waved her off, told her to leave. So she was trying to leave and she got shot in the face and murdered. So like, she did just comply. Now, not only that, there's also stories of other people that I've covered, people who got shot complying even stronger than that. There was that one guy who was in a hotel on his knees with his hands up. He got murdered. He got shot by a cop. That cop, I actually think, was found guilty. There was another guy who was complying and got shot and killed. So, like, the just comply thing, it kind of falls apart because there's so many examples of people complying and then getting murdered.
Yeah. So, and like, not complying shouldn't result in murder. Like,
of course. I know, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And crazy. Everyone in Trump's orbit doesn't. But see, how it works with Trump is he turns on other people. They don't turn on him. Mm-hmm. It's always the case that he'll fucking make a fool of somebody else. That's what it is. So it actually is backwards from what you're describing. And he does that because he's so selfish and he only cares about himself that he needs fall guys and he'll always pick fall guys.
Yep.
So shout out to you, bro. Thank you. Snow, thanks for the $5. Kyle, there's a YouTube channel called Hassan Piker that does commentary on your secular talk responses. Have you seen it? Thoughts? There's a channel called Hassan Piker that does commentary. What are you talking about? That makes no sense because Hassan is Hassanabi on YouTube. If I type in Hassan Piker and I go to, should I limit the search to channels? I guess I should do that. Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that anymore. Let's see. Hold on. Hassan Piker, filters. Relevance, upload date, blah, 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 duration, channel. Here we go. Hassan Piker. Okay. The one that has 244,000 subs.
Yeah, a lot of fucking subs of people just talking about commentary.
Yeah, this is not, I don't, no, this is like in a Hassan channel. This is not a Kyle channel. Nobody's commenting on my shit here. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see a Hassan Piker channel that does commentary on my secular talk responses. So I have not seen it, so I don't have any thoughts. But thank you for the $5. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it says Hank Pecker.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, Jonathan Gasana, thanks for the $5. Shout out to the NBA and the Minnesota Timberwolves for honoring Renee Good. Yeah, that was cool. It was also cool when they did a moment of silence. And at the end of it, somebody screamed like, "Get out of here, Ice!" and somebody said "fuck Ice," and then the whole place clapped. I mean, it's very clear where people are right now, and they're 100%.
So what are your thoughts on like them honoring Renee Good, but then the Yankees honor Charlie Kirk, and people are like, "Don't do that shit."
Well, I'm for honoring Renee Good, and I'm not for honoring Charlie Kirk because Renee Good was just an innocent person who was murdered by the state, and Charlie Kirk, he shouldn't have been murdered. He also is a right-wing commentary who said horrific shit commentator who said horrific shit. So like, just don't honor him because of the bad shit he said. You know what I'm saying? They did this thing where they like try to deify him after the fact, and it's like, don't deify him. Like, don't lie about him. You know?
Yeah, fact.
Big Can of Whoop ass, thanks for the $5. USA needs its own version of Brazil President Lula da Silva. Viva Revolu cow, however you say that. I agree. I would love to have our own Lula here. Bernie Sanders could have been that Lula, but now we need a different Lula. So we're working on that, bro. Hopefully we get there. Hopefully,
and if you're Brazilian, there was a Brazilian movie that won Mad Awards at the Golden Globes last night. So shout out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Some shit from Brazil like kept winning.
T-Lane, thanks for the $10. Obama is the only president born when the U.S. had 50 states. Donald J. Trump was 13 when Hawaii became a state. This was his reasoning for birtherism. You're being ageist when you say his brain is banana pudding. I believe I said figgy pudding, but banana pudding's good too. Metalhead Matt, thanks for the $5. Norway, I think that's supposed to be not Norway. Greenland should freely. Oh, Denmark should freely give Greenland on one condition: immediate statehood. North Korea as fascist is laughable. What minority scapegoat? Corporatist marks. I'm not quite sure where you're going at the end there, but let's take this one by one. Denmark should not freely give Greenland on one condition. Greenland should either remain part of Denmark or should vote on what they want to do. We should have no say whatsoever. North Korea, I think it's pretty clear that they're fascist, but if you just want to say a dictatorship, a totalitarian, authoritarian government, that's fine too. The scapegoating, I believe, is more done about the U.S. and about South Korea. That's who they scapegoat. But in their case, not totally unfairly, because there was a whole war and whatnot. And I don't know what the corporatist marks part is about, but shout out to you though, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
Path of the Sun, Path of Then. This is the one I have trouble with every time. Path off 10 or Path of Then. Thanks for the $10. Donald J. Trump. Strike 1. Starting a civil war. Strike 2. Starting World War III. Strike 3. Starting a depression. A strikeout and checkmate. We are 1780s France and 1930s Germany right now, bro. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why I'm screaming on air every fucking day, because I agree with that 100%. So
Kyle says it, we're cooked as fuck right now.
Yep. Awesomely curious. Thanks for the $5. Elon Musk can reach $1 trillion, but the second he does, take all of it and give it to Americans via a check. Comes out to $2,941 per person. I don't know if that's true, but that's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, but I love I actually was just tweeting about this today that we just have to get rid of all the billionaires. We got to tax them all because they just have too much power. They literally want to steal Greenland and build a freedom city there. And that might be the reason why Trump is pushing for this shit. And it's they just have too much power. They can't have this power. It undermines democracy. It undermines freedom. It undermines sovereignty. We can't have it,
Yeah. Again, that shit with Marco Rubio where he's go back to Chevron. They have another question. These billionaires fucking, it's crazy.
Insane. Anti-fair, thanks for the $20, where a newly formed group of professional drone pilots and photographers ready to deploy across American cities to film ice from the sky and post across all platforms. You're definitely an inspiration, Kyle. Godspeed. Well, shout out to you, bro, and stay safe. Stay safe. I know they're probably
shooting down drones.
Yeah, not too happy with that shit, but you're doing God's work if you're trying to hold ICE accountable. So shout out to you.
Yeah, facts. Good luck. Stay safe.
Metalhead Matt, thanks again for the $5. If Trump was a white nationalist, why would he turn away a Norwegian for drugs? Not a meme. Get Renee Good marked by ICE and deport Germans at the border. I don't know, bro. You're losing me. Anytime somebody gives me a comment and I have to read it 3 times before I even understand what they're saying, it's kind of rough. But we appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the $5.
Oh, thanks, Metalhead Matt.
Gus Vaughn, thanks for the $20. I know this is a couple news cycles back, but speaking as an after-school teacher, what's so funny about this Minnesota thing is if 2 guys showed up asking where the kids were, we would just tell them to leave. Yeah, I know. You're talking about the Nick Shirley thing, right? Yeah. And he just went on, Andrew Callahan just did an interview with him, and the guy is just a fucking idiot. He didn't know what the word benevolent meant, and he said benevolent or something like that, and he just humiliated himself and lied about Andrew's position to his face, and the guy's just a fucking liar and a scumbag, and the fact that the Republicans are propping him up says everything about the Republicans, He's a con man. What do you?
Your default photo, Better Call
Saul.
Yeah,
facts. Lefty Memes, thanks for the $5. Lino Saputo, Canadian Italian cheese company billionaire, has alleged ties to U.S. mobsters. Tons of restaurants not using his cheese got arsoned. Sus as fuck. Jesus Christ, that is so crazy. Why is it?
Jesus.
There's always shit. Like, we live in a movie. Like, shit always happens where it's like, that shouldn't be happening, you know?
Don't use my cheese. We're gonna fucking blow your restaurant up.
Burn your shit down, bro. That's so crazy. Shout out to you, Lefty Memes. Big can of whoop ass. Thanks for the $5. If you had a time machine, is there anything in your past that would have made you want to fight your past self? Open a can of whoop ass. Is there anything that would have made me want to fight my past self? Well, I don't really believe in violence, so no. But I'm sure there'd be shit I would go back and be like, bro, don't like shut the fuck up. Don't be cringe. Don't say this. Don't do that. But never fight myself. No.
Thanks.
McGuire, thanks for the $5. Abolish ICE, abolish healthcare companies. If Dems win the Senate and Congress, how important is it to immediately start impeachment hearings ASAP? Like, huge. I mean, it's more about like criminal investigations really is the more important thing. Oh, well, I guess you can't do that for Trump specifically until after he's out of office. But yeah, like impeachment, you got to hold him accountable one way or another. If that comes in the form of impeachment, then absolutely. Yeah.
Did you see they just some major museum they got rid of like stating that he was impeached, that Trump wasn't impeached?
Yes. So they control that museum and they got rid of like everything about Trump's impeachment. They're just like fucking rewriting
They left
history,
it for
bro.
like Clinton and like Reagan or someone else was impeached.
Nixon.
Yeah. But like they removed it for Trump was fucking
They're just
wild.
rewriting history. It's insane. This is the shit that he's doing, bro. It's like he forced his name on the Trump Kennedy Center. Nobody wanted that shit to happen. He forced his name on that shit, you know?
Crazy.
Yeah. Metalhead Matt, thanks again. Halliburton is a fracking company, not military industrial complex. Trump is 79 and David Ellison bought CBS, not Larry. Well, they're father and son, right? Lies by commission, omission are why you're an unreliable source. Well, thank you for the $5. Obviously, I totally disagree. And the fact that you're calling me a liar, low-key makes me want to have Molly ban you, if I'm being honest with you. We're okay with dissent. We're not okay with hurling disgusting allegations like that.
Yeah, chill on that, man.
Yeah, thank you for the $5. We appreciate it. And everybody knows the story about, Vice President Dick Cheney getting an exit bonus from Halliburton. And they got a no-bid contract for Iraq. So that's why they're called part of the military-industrial complex. I mean, you have to know that. Everybody knows that if they're talking about politics, right? You apparently seemingly don't know that. So I don't know. Anyway, one more strike and you're getting the fucking permanent boot, bro. Brandon Aronson, thanks for the $10. Just moved to the DC area. Any recommendations for places to eat, live, or hang? L'Oreal Plaza is the one. That's the Mexican place that we talked about the other week. You definitely check that out. Saw Trump's motorcade a week ago. Was a nice greeting, LOL. Also, why shouldn't Bernie just run again? We got old ass president. Anyway, it's at the point now where like, and Bernie will even probably tell you this, like, it's one thing to be old. It's another thing to be like, bro, you are super duper fucking old that it is likely that you die during your presidency, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is that does affect your electability because like at a certain point, it's like nobody's going to vote for you because they know you're going to die within like a year or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I love Bernie. And I'll always defend Bernie, but like we got to be more realistic, bro. He's not going to be the one. He's not the one. Like he had his 2 runs. It's not going to happen now. The other thing is you could say about his lack of killer instinct. Like I think that's a real problem with him that he doesn't have that killer instinct that's like absolutely necessary. And the motorcade thing is crazy. Yeah, I've been stuck in motorcades too, and it's just so annoying. Like you're driving somewhere and it's like, sorry, you just got to wait like 30 minutes now, and you're just going to be stopped dead here. And it's like, oh fuck. That's one thing that sucks about being around DC.
I couldn't get on the highway in Chicago when Trump was there for that. Like, it was like a black writers shit or something like that he went to one time, and then they like booed him off the stage. I was trying to get on the highway then in Chicago, and he was there and fucking. And also for Bernie, like it's probably taking a toll on his. Like he doesn't want to go and campaign and do all that shit in every city anymore. Like he's just chilling.
And he literally said that too. I think
Oh really?
He literally said that. Bussin, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle, did you see the Channel 5 interview with Nick Shirley? Funny how the regime trotted out someone so illiterate to run propaganda for them. I mean, that's the thing. So yeah, I didn't watch it yet, but I saw some little clips, and I think Crystal watched the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And the clips I saw, like I said, were fucking just unbelievable. He's unbelievably stupid. But what the right does is they'll see what pops off online, and then they'll bring that guy into the fold. That's how they function. So they don't actually, it's funny because it's actually smarter than what the Democrats do. The Democrats will try to like build some shit from scratch with some DNC podcaster who they paid and like get 17 views and then wrap it up and act like, oops, we tried digital shit. It didn't work, right? The Republicans will see what's hot online and then bring that person into the fray. That's what they did because the Shirley video went viral, and so they used it. But to your point, he's such a fucking dipshit and he's such an idiot that none of it, like, he's so stupid that the more he talks, the more it's clear he was a lying scumbag. And so it kind of backfired in this instance. But yeah, I plan on watching that whole thing for sure. Jagger, thanks for the $5. Have a sinking gut feeling that Vance will win in 2028. I think we'll purity test ourselves to a loss. I don't know, bro. It's kind of hard to imagine a Republican winning in 2028 with all the shit that's happening now, all the fucking horrible shit with the country falling apart.
Yeah, it's not going to be Vance.
Unless they steal it, then no. Like, if they steal it, yes. But if they can't steal it, then I don't see it. I just don't see it. It's not going to happen. Awesomely curious. Thanks for the $5. Hi, Kyle. What are your thoughts on the Senator Van Hollen interview? Didn't like his response to ICE and Israel. We must push Dems to match the base. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch the full thing yet because I've been working all day. But when Crystal got back, I immediately asked her, like, hey, how did that interview go? And she kind of said the same thing as you, awesomely curious. She was like, look, he's better than your average Democrat and he's trying. But I think her words are he's too DC insider brain. Like, he's not as in touch with like the base and with left-wing media world and independent media world. He's not as plugged in. And so like the ICE thing, like he thought he was freaking it when he was like, oh no, we need to reform it and do this and do that. And I think Crystal maybe even literally said to him when off air, like, just so you know, like take it for what it's worth. I'm just, a YouTube person, but that's going to be a moral red line that like the base is not going to accept anybody short of saying we need to abolish ICE. The reform shit is not going to work in 2028. People see what they're doing. People want it gone. Like, this is not extreme. This is the morally correct position. And I think she even told him that. So yeah, he better than your average Democrat, but he's got a lot of work. And I think in many ways he showed his weaknesses in the interview from what Crystal told me. Mark Maher, thanks for the $5, bro, or more. There's one ticket for Trump's ICE Gestapo, abolish/docs 2026. Yeah, man, abolish. It's gonna be abolished. Somebody's gonna come out and say abolish, and they're gonna get a tremendous amount of support.
Matt apologizing here.
Sorry for all the tough questions / fact checks, but in my opinion, it's more interesting and important to point out the rare factual inaccuracies and areas of disagreement. Yeah, but you called me a liar. That's the problem. You could say, hey, I think you got something wrong. I think you missed this or that. But when you say a liar, that's impugning my integrity. And It's also just incredibly ironic when you're talking to somebody who's like literally autistically devoted to following the facts. So that's the issue. So like I said, one more strike and you're gonzo. Just don't hurl any disgusting personal accusations, which are obviously false on their face. Path of Then, thanks for the $5. Top song of 2026. He's a badass big man. Oh yeah. Oh my God. There's a video, Corin. I covered it today. It was the last video I covered in this segment I did on ICE. Mm-hmm. And there was this like right-wing reporter from one of the hack right-wing networks. And one of the women in Minneapolis was protesting ICE, and she starts like making fun of the fat right-wing reporter. And she starts singing a song, and she's like, he's a badass big man. He's a smart big man. He's a tough big man. She starts like singing and doing
this shit on iTunes.
Bro, she freaked it. That was my favorite. Like ruthlessly mocking these guys. And at the end,
to their face?
To their face, yeah. Oh, and at the end, the guy thought he was trying to burn her back, and so he was going to say like, "Oh, I guess you think I'm a Nazi." So he was like, "Oh, I'm a Nazi." He says that, but then he like falls. He starts to fall, so he's like, "I'm a Nazi." Oh. So anyway, that clip was awesome. Everybody should watch that if they haven't from today's show, my show today. Lil of all trades, thanks for the $5. You're the best. Hey boys, I'll be streaming my show on my channel this week. Be careful out there. The flu is nasty this year. I'm sick. Yeah, Lilith, there are, in my family, so many people have been sick. It's been ridiculous. Me and Crystal have been lucky so far, but so many people have been sick with the flu or COVID or some.
Well, they said in South Carolina there was an outbreak of measles, I think, or some shit.
Yeah, yes, I saw that too. And guys, Lilith is now co-hosting an atheist show, and you guys should definitely check it out. Like she said, it's on her YouTube channel, Lil of all trades. So everybody go check it out.
Live stream on her channel?
It's not a live stream. She uploads it after the fact.
Oh, got you.
Yes. But I believe they posted the first episode. So if y'all want to go check that out, highly recommended. And she does say she'll be streaming on my own channel this week. Okay, so she is going to be streaming on her own channel. I know the previous one she uploaded after the fact, but maybe I guess she's streaming this week. Everybody go check that out. All KKF fans.
Good
Appreciate you, Lilith. Lefty Memes, thanks for the $5. Should I do a master's degree in political science or just an undergrad degree? Also, any tips to write boring ass essays and study better for exams? Bro, you are talking to an ADHD king right now, dog. I am the ADHD master. So you're asking the wrong guy on that last part. If you're gonna do a master's degree, if you're gonna do a master's degree, you need to want to go like become a lawyer if you're going to do political science stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like most people with a political science degree go on to become lawyers. So like I'm the only weirdo who did it for 4 years, got my bachelor's degree, and like that's it. You know what I'm saying? So like it's kind of hard for me to recommend people to do it unless they use that degree and go in like a weird path. But like most people use that to then go become a lawyer. So I don't know. Unless you're becoming a lawyer, I don't know if I'd recommend that, right? I guess you could become a professor too, but that's a lot of debt to then just become a professor. You know what I'm saying? Where the money won't like keep up with how much debt you had. Mm-hmm. So that's a tough one to answer. And on the boring ass essays and studying better for exams, again, you're talking to the wrong guy because I was always a last minute type cram type person. And you know, I was okay at writing, but like it was tough for me to get it going because I'm so ADHD brain. So unfortunately, I don't have any good advice for you on that one, brother.
Yeah, index cards.
Slop Apocalypse, thanks for the $5. That's exactly what, by the way, what like the world is now. It's a slop apocalypse. Was on Pisco's podcast, just heard that the poll on the ice shooting is 28 for 53 against. We know how much MAGA actually is. Huh. I'm doing a breakdown of the polls on tomorrow's show, so definitely check that out. I'm going to do a breakdown of how Americans are turning on ICE at a record pace. So definitely check that out tomorrow.
I don't even know who would be on the side of ICE. Like, you know, like people
Republicans,
were initially. Yeah, I guess so.
Just them, pretty much, you know. Tetroon, thanks for the $50. Kyle, you mentioned the ballroom a lot, but it might be just a cover for the bunker/data center. The Dre dossier has a nice video about it. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Teroon, but I think that's possible. In fact, I brought that theory up to Crystal the other day, and she wasn't totally sold on it. And I'm not totally sold on it either. But it's certainly possible that like they are going to build a data center underneath the the ballroom. I could absolutely see that.
Oh, you think they got a bunker somewhere, and that's what they're secretly like building?
Yes, that's possible. And the other thing is, they're saying that like he might even have to tear down more of the White House in order to build the ballroom as big as he wants to build it. So it is yeah, it's not good. It's not good. He's up to a whole bunch of funky shit that's totally illegal. But
I would think he's building his bunker like somewhere else. You know, they keep saying that like end of the world plane is like flying into Los Angeles and shit like that. Like they're building a bunker somewhere else. That would be bold if they were building that shit right in DC.
Or a data center, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or data center, yeah.
QC man, thanks for the $5. Why didn't you allow Crystal to drive when you guys do the driving lives? Don't think it's manly to be driven by a woman. Plain or peanut M&Ms. Peanut, I think, are slightly better than plain in my opinion, but agreed. I like them both.
Yep.
And on the I'm always the driver. That's why I drive all the time. I always drive. I like driving. I actually like it. I don't like being a passenger in a car.
The new Sebastian special.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like the guys just always drive. It's not even like a male versus female shit. It's just like it's just how it is.
And by the way, if you ask Crystal, she'd say she actually likes being in the passenger seat because she also does her work oftentimes when I'm driving. So it kind of works out for both. She doesn't mind being a passenger, and I like driving. Jacob Miller, thanks for the $20. Very kind of you, bro. I love how we seem to be the record for a year to go to shit. Bro, we really need to change Dem leadership. Nothing will change, and these evil fucks will come back unless there is an actual opposition. Also, fuck Weiss. Yes, I agree. Fuck Barry Weiss. And yeah, the lack of opposition is just, it's heartbreaking when you look at Hakeem Jeffries, you look at Chuck Schumer and how weak they are and how pathetic they are and how even the media isn't doing a near good enough job. And I don't know, it's just like, nobody seems to be prepared for this moment. They don't know what we're actually up against, and they don't take it as seriously as it needs to be taken. So yeah, it's disturbing. It's disgusting. It's sad. It's pathetic.
On CBS, did you see Nikki Glazer like went after Barry Weiss on her?
I do,
show?
yeah. That was awesome. I enjoyed that very much. Shout out to Nikki Glazer for that. That was great.
I was like, I'm surprised it didn't get censored or cut out or some shit.
Yeah. Jomo, thanks for the $5. First time dad to be here, due in early August. Any advice for supporting my girl through pregnancy, especially when she already has a 1-year-old? Geez, man, I don't know. All I'd say, just be emotionally available and be physically available. That's all it is. I mean, there's no trick other than hard work. Just do the hard work, and that's what you got to do, bro. That's all there is. But congratulations to you, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, perfectly said. When she needs water filled up or she needs help putting her shoes on or some shit, to Kyle's point, just help with whatever you can, man, and just be there and support her. You know, she says she needs a back rub her back, fucking give her a foot massage, do whatever you need to do.
QC, man, thanks again for the $5. What percentage chance do you give us falling into autocracy by 2028, or is the Trump administration too incompetent? Corin, are you as ungodly as Kyle? I guess they're asking if you're like an atheist like me.
I think I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
Sometimes I believe in God. I don't know, when I'm flying on a plane and that shit's going up, I'm like, God, just get us to our destination.
Me too, bro. Me too. There are times where it's like, okay, I hope somebody's up there. Help me out over here, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate
exactly.
And to your question about autocracy, I think we're already kind of living in one, bro. Like, I don't know how else to get it across. Like, I think we're already there. Now, is it possible that we can still like have such a too big to rig scenario where the wave is so overwhelming that we can get back to power? Yeah. But I think the damage that's been done is like nearly irreversible at this point. They did so much damage in such short a time span that like, I think it's already fair to call it an autocracy. I think we're already in an authoritarian system. I think there's really no denying that. The question is, can we get out of it somehow? That's the question, and we'll see on that one.
Facts. Thanks, QC, man.
Robe Life, thanks for the $5. For sleep, I get a satin hair cap without an elastic band and pull it over my eyes. I also sleep in a silky robe because it's like being wrapped in a soft blanket. Oh, bro. That's actually a great point. Robe Life. I have silk pajama pants, and they're fucking tremendous. So that's the other thing is I would recommend silk shit to people because I like the feeling of silk.
Yes.
I love the feeling of silk, even if it's some fake ass silk. The feeling of like a silky shit is amazing. It's cooler. You like your body to get a little cooler as you go to bed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, silk is low key a fucking cheat code. And Robe Life music, your default photo, you look like you get some good sleep.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And by the way, everybody try to get it as close to 65 degrees as you can in your house when you sleep. You know, your girl might not like that if you have a girl, but like negotiate it down to at least like 67, 68. You know what I'm saying?
65 is cold as fuck. I'll leave
6'7".
6'7".
RM Punk, thanks for the $10. Kyle, I rewatched that debate you had with Razor Fist today. Not sure if you remember, but you said a few years ago that he was in denial about losing. Do you remember why? He definitely was not prepared. Yeah, I mean, look, I just prepared. That's the like a lot of people. They're like, oh my God, you're such a good debater, and it's like, no, I just prepared. Like that's all it is. Is like, did you do the work or did you not do the work? Well, I did the work, and I know how to talk, so I just talk with the work I did, and then it looks like you crush it, and that's what happened. I did the work. TJ told me, you know, what the debate was, and I knew exactly what to research, did all the prep, and I was just ready to go. So, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of insane to me that he coped because it was so obvious he got fucking destroyed, you know, but, yeah, that did not go well for him, and I feel like he never recovered from that, to be honest. Joey Wolf, thanks for the $5. Kyle, when y'all gonna have the deprogram guys on KKF? I don't know, bro. We have a whole list of people that we kind of go through, and you know, whoever we get that week is who we get that week. But I believe I had put them on the list. Yeah, it looks like I did.
Facts. He's aware of them.
Awesomely curious. Thanks for the $5. One thing Dems should run on is creating a circular economy. We could create an estimated 6.45 million and can't be shipped out. Dems need ingenious solutions or indigenous solutions potentially. I've never actually heard the phrase circular economy before, but you've piqued my interest. Circular economy. Let me see how they define this. A circular economy is a regenerative economic model that aims to eliminate waste by keeping products, materials, and resources in use for as long as possible. Oh, in other words, like the opposite of like single-use plastics. Contrasting the traditional take, make, dispose system. Yeah, I totally agree with you because like we're operating under the assumption that we could have like endless growth and that, you know, the waste we create is not a problem, but it is a problem and we can't have endless growth. So yeah, a regenerative or circular economy sounds like a great idea. They should definitely do that. Shout out to you, man. Slayer Wolf, thanks for the $5. Funny that Kyle brought up those kinds of sleep masks because just earlier today, my dad found a pair sitting in the basement back room. LOL. Telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Listen to my sleep shit, and you'll have the best fucking night of your life.
I don't think people use enough sleep masks, man. It's kind of like underrated.
It's like an old timey thing. I feel like it's like some shit they used in like the 1930s. You know?
Yep.
They fell out of fashion, but they got to come back. The other thing is caffeine. Like, if you're a fast processor of caffeine, you can get away with this, but I think most people aren't. Don't have caffeine after 12 o'clock in the afternoon because it'll fuck up your sleep.
12 in the afternoon?
Yeah. I think you're a fast producer, though, because from everything you told me, it seems like you actually, you get out of your system pretty fast. Most people don't. Yeah. Daniel DeLucia, thanks for the $10. Hey, guys, love you both. Which city has the best food? Chicago, New York, or LA? Go Knicks. I mean, I'm biased. I'm going to say New York. Yeah. I'm going to say
they all have phenomenal food. Like every
they do all
major city has good restaurants. You know,
true.
Like
I mean, DC has good food. You know, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can find good food everywhere. New York is just, I think, by nature, like, you know, better restaurants. It's just a fucking hub.
It really is. It really is like the top melting pot in the world if you think about it. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go to New York.
Chase's Nightmares, thanks for the $10. With the way politics are now, is it good or bad thing for people to be able to run for office with no political experience? P.S. Can you do the who me bro thing? It gets me laughing. Who me bro? You talking about me bro? There you go. I did the who me bro thing. It depends. It's a good thing if the person has good ideas. It's a bad thing if the person has bad ideas. So it's kind of hard to say if it's just good or bad. If it's some like a right-wing asshole who has no political experience, probably a bad idea for him to run and win. If it's somebody who's on the left, it's probably a good thing. I know that's kind of a simplistic answer, but I think it's the correct answer. So it can be a benefit to be an outsider, to say, look, I'm not corrupt, I'm not dirty. I just started doing this. I don't even want to be a politician, but I feel like I have to because I'm trying to solve these problems. That could be a fucking powerful argument. But, you know, it could also be that the person who does that, if they don't know anything about how the system works or what to do, then that's bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
just trying to think of any other situation, like someone without any basketball experience running, or like trying to be in the NBA. It's like they'd have no shot.
Yeah, you know? I mean, look, to be fair, politics is different. If you're just a person who cares about your community, who has like some decent ideas, that alone can get you elected. You know, so like that's probably a good thing. But to your point, if you really don't know anything about how the system works and you want to control the system, like that's embarrassing. Like you shouldn't do that. It's like Trump didn't know the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah when he ran in 2016, and it's like, you can't be president if you don't know this basic ass shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like this, for somebody running for president, this is basic. You know, they didn't know it. Accelera, thanks for the $20. Very kind of you. Kyle, please change back the background colors of your videos. Feel like it's in a disco or I'm about to have an epileptic seizure. I've just been listening to the audio lately. The background colors of my videos. But change it back to what? Because it's been blue the whole time.
Yeah, you've had background colors since '88.
Accelera, post again and let me know exactly what you're talking about, because it's been blue. I've kept it blue like 99% of the time. I do blue. Every now and then when I was, sometimes when we do Kyle and Corin and I'm in Virginia, I'll do a different color just to like fuck around. But like 99% of the time, it's blue everywhere I go. So what exactly are you referring to that's giving you a problem, or that's like creating like a seizure effect or whatever? Let me know, because I'm actually very curious about this, because I'm sensitive to that shit. I don't like the seizure lights either. Like I fucking hate the seizure lights. I lose my damn mind when I see those. So I'm kind of sensitive about making sure we don't have that. So let me know what you're talking about, and I'll try to give you a good response here.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they responded quickly, but no.
Far Twain, thanks for the $5. In my state, if your car is over 30 years old, you don't need inspection anymore. That seems like when you need it the most, in my opinion. Yeah, I totally agree. That's so weird. You would think it'd be the opposite. Like if it gets over 30 years, then you need an inspection often. Yes. But if it's under, then you don't, It's the same thing with the fucking driver's license. It's like you don't have to take you should have to take a new driver's license test or road test after 75 or 85 or some shit, because it's like that's when you need it the most. When you get older, you need that cataract surgery and all that shit. Like fucking retest people as they get older, retest your cars. Like I wonder what state he's in, because if you go to fucking Indiana, you don't need a fucking inspection. Wes Nelson, thanks for the $5. The only topic I want to hear about when the Dem nominee runs for president is if she will prosecute the people in this administration to stop being spineless Dems. Yeah, I totally agree. That to me, that's like the biggest red line, is like you need to openly say people are going to prison. You need to say that. If you don't say that, we're just not interested. because that's like the number one thing. We need to restore any semblance of law and order, and that's how you do it. Lil of all trades, thanks again for the $2. Kyle, stop insulting demons like that. GOP is worse. Yeah, I totally agree. That's such a fair point. No disrespect to demons when I call them demons, and no disrespect to Satan when I call them satanic, Yeah. Gert, thanks for the $5. I'm nervous this administration is trying to get footage of ICE agents being mobbed on or worse as a reason to crack down harder. It's beyond fucked. Gert, the only thing I'd say in response to that is I think they're planning on implementing martial law, and they're planning on doing the Insurrection Act regardless of what the reaction is. So it's almost immaterial to me how the public reacts. The public at this point is committed to self-defense and committed to like defending our brothers and sisters, which is a good thing. But I don't think they're going to use whatever they want as an excuse, or they don't even need an excuse to do it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. We just need to do the right thing by us. Like in principle, we need to do the right thing, and that's it. Whatever happens, happens. They're going to do what they're going to do, but we need to let them know we're not fucking around. In fact, Ken Klippenstein has a report out that he got a whole bunch of leaks where they told him that ICE is low-key actually terrified by the reaction in Minneapolis. That now it's so overwhelming and there's so many people out there in the streets and they're getting yelled at everywhere they go and they're making their life impossible that they're actually terrified. And so what we're doing is working. It's actually working. So that's the other thing you need to realize. There's hope, and they're responding in real time to the fucking overwhelming pushback where people are saying, get the fuck out of our state.
Love that.
G-Sin Control, thanks for the $5. How close do you think we are to people using their Second Amendment to fight back against ICE and the fascists? Seeing Second Amendment mentioned is more social media posts. Yeah, I think we're there, bro. I think we're there. I'm gonna cover this tomorrow. There's a video of somebody who Status Quo talked to on the ground in Minneapolis, and he basically broke it down, and he was like, look, we're going to defend ourselves now. You put us in this position. So they overreached. They're acting like criminals. They murdered somebody and try to bury it and get away with it. You're begging people to go out there and fucking fight back. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like a law of nature, bro. It's going to happen. And they caused it. So I think we're close. I think we're very close to that.
Jesus.
Leona, thanks for the $10. Buy an ice whistle. Yeah, if everybody has an ice whistle when ICE comes to your town, that's what the people in Minneapolis do, is if they see ICE doing some fucked up shit, everybody blows their whistle. And everybody gets the whistle, starts blowing it, and then more people start coming, they all start blowing the whistle. They scare the shit. Attract everybody, scare the shit out of these ICE people, get them the fuck out. That's what they do.
Is there a special ice whistle, or is it like, can you go to Dick's?
No, it's just any whistle. Okay. It's any whistle. Yeah, and it's it is an ice whistle. Yeah.
Okay, good.
CK Progressive, thanks for the $5. Trump is coming to Detroit tomorrow. Expect to see a bunch of protests. Good. Fuck that guy, and much love to the protesters. We appreciate you.
He's doing in Detroit, yeah.
Nathan Ogilvy, our boy, thanks for the $10. Good day, boys. Very scary images coming out of the U.S. the last 2 weeks. Do you think the dictatorship will collapse in on itself with ICE shootings? It seems to be hitting critical mass. How will this play out? It's tough to really game out, bro. It is tough to game out. We're sort of flying blind, just like you guys are flying blind. But it's certainly all coming to a head. I think at some point they're going to try to declare, invoke the Insurrection Act. But I think the people are fed up. I think the people are sick of it. I think the people are pissed off. I think they feel disrespected at the fact that there wasn't even charges for this guy after he fucking shot somebody point blank in the face 3 times and murdered her.
On video.
On video. And so they're out over their skis. Trump's Roy Cohn mindset of like never give an inch and always go on the offense and never admit that you're wrong about anything. At a certain point, that leads the country to a breaking point where people are just too disgusted by the fact that you're now telling us to ignore the evidence of our eyes and ears, that like something's going to snap. Something's got to give. And I think we're hitting that point. Now, how that manifests, I don't know. I have a crystal ball, but not the kind of crystal ball that I need to answer this question. So I don't really know, but I know that we're not in a good place, because when you have Trump illegally overthrowing Venezuela, threatening to bomb Iran, threatening to steal Greenland, threatening to bomb Cuba and Colombia, giving $40 billion to Argentina at the same time that healthcare premiums in this country are skyrocketing, 18 million people are losing their Medicaid, people are losing their jobs, and now you got fucking anarchy in the streets because the regime decided to gun down innocent people. That doesn't end well, bro. I think we're looking at some mass protest type scenario, some fucking massive way of fighting back, and Trump's going to try to crack down even harder, and this thing is going to spiral out of control a little bit. But I think that the backlash is now so overwhelming that like it's forcing them to have to like grapple with that. So it's almost taking away from other evil things that they could do because the people are now fighting back,
Good. Yeah. Thanks, Nathan.
Jorgensen, thanks for the $5. Remember when we said in 2020 that abducting people in unmarked vehicles was a bad omen. Plus, they're not seeding 2028. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Totally agree with you. And that's, they started doing that and they haven't stopped. And we've all been witnessing it. But now people are starting to stand up. RM Punk, thanks for the $5. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, and there's an abolish ICE protest tomorrow. Going with the wife, hoping these protests will be huge in all 50 states. Let me say, bro, I love that you're going. Bring a gator. You know what a gator is? The thing that covers your nose and your mouth. Bring a gator and wear a hat, because at these places, ICE is. I don't think ICE is in Iowa right now, but they're like tracking everybody, and then they're keeping a database on everybody who protests. So like you gotta stay safe. You gotta everybody should be hiding their identity. The fucking ICE thugs
on you.
ICE thugs should be forced to show their face, but the protesters should be able to cover their face because they know the state is trying to repress us. So you got to cover your face to make sure you don't get fucking put on that list. You
heard it. Yeah, stay safe, dog.
Martin Crank, thanks for the $169. We appreciate you. Kyle, your reporting / analysis of current conflicts has been extra exceptional these past few days. You're seriously on fire, man. Much love from Denmark to both of you. Well, thank you, Martin, and I appreciate you, man. And I try. Thank you, brother. I try. I'm following this stuff 24/7, so I would hope I have some insightful things to say about it.
Yeah.
Zach Langdon, thanks for the $5. Hi from Australia. Do you think Trump might screw with voter registration and that it might be helpful to remind people of their voter registration status? That's a great point, Zach. And let me actually say that right now, loud and clear. Check your voter registration, y'all. Check your voter registration. Because, yes, one of the tricks that they do is they kick people off their registration and they don't know until election day, and it's too late in many states.
Does it expire or
it depends on the state. It depends on the state.
Oh, really?
Well, no, none of them are supposed to expire, but sometimes they kick you off and then they don't have same day registration. So if you go on the day to vote and you're not on the thing, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody should check that out. Soroush, thanks for the $10. Kyle, I've watched your show for nearly 10 years and learned a lot from you, but your silence on Iran is disgusting and shameful. You and other liberal outlets are purposely ignoring it. I actually talked about it today, bro. So you might want to actually go check the channel. As the truth doesn't fit the anti-Israel, anti-Trump narrative, where are the free Palestine voices now? The Islamic regime has killed 6,000 protesters in just 4 days. Okay, so let me address this one by one.
Yeah.
First of all, I did talk about it. I talked about it today. Okay, so you can go watch the clip. You can go see my thoughts on it. So before you come in here with allegations, you need to make sure that what you're saying is factually correct, because you happen to just be wrong about what you're saying. You're just wrong because I covered it. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is the reason why you're not seeing as much talk about this as you would about, for example, what he's doing in Greenland or what he's doing in Venezuela is very simple. It's because it's a fact that the CIA and Mossad are infiltrating these protests, and they want the government to collapse. So they're trying to bring about the conditions to make the government collapse. That's why they did all the sanctions, which basically collapsed the Iranian economy. That's because of the West. That's because of our sanctions. Okay. Now, to the third point, you're actually right in one narrow aspect, which is, I pointed this out. The Iranian government is a Shia theocracy. That's bad. And then they've done a lot of evil. They've done a lot of bad things. And as I pointed out, and I said in the video today, I want there to be a secular democratic country in Iran. But I also want that to not be brought about because of the U.S. and Israel doing a regime changing, putting in a fucking Israeli or U.S. puppet. Okay? So the reason why you see relatively more silence compared to Venezuela or Greenland, that's the reason why. It's because as an outsider, it's hard to disaggregate what's real, what's agent provocateurs, what's the CIA and MI6, versus what's the grassroots rising up. And to the final point, on the 6,000 protesters that have been killed, that I don't believe that number yet. That number is from some very, very sketchy source. And the internet has been totally jammed there by the government, which they shouldn't do, by the way. That's a crime that they jam the internet there. But they jam the internet. And so now we don't have accurate numbers. So now we're relying on these sources that are sketchy sources to determine what's actually fucking going on the ground. So it's hard to actually know. But the other thing, and this will be the final thing I say on it, is Trump was out there saying, Iran is fighting for freedom and we're fighting there with it. We're right there with the protesters. Do you not see how that is reason for caution? How the fact that the president of the United States, this guy who just did an illegal regime change in Venezuela and is saying we're going to steal Greenland, the fact that this guy's now out there going, I want the government to collapse. Doesn't that give you pause? Doesn't that make you realize oh, wait a second here. This is not all fucking puppies and rainbows. And it's not all the case that every single protester is a fucking angel that's only trying to make their country better. That some of this is manufactured and that they want the Iranian government to collapse and for anarchy to break out and for a U.S. puppet to be installed there. So you got to be careful. That's the thing about this. Like I said, my solidarity is with the protesters who actually are trying to improve things and make Iran secular and democratic. But we got to be careful because there's a lot of nefarious forces that are actively trying to make the Iranian government even worse. The real reality is we never should have fucking sanctioned the shit out of them like we did, because we're the reason their economy is collapsing. If we just stay, Biden should have got back in the Iran deal that Trump pulled out of, and Trump should have left it alone, and then we wouldn't be in this position because the economy would be in a much better place. So that's everything I have to say on it. But go watch the video.
This is third part, if that.
People demanding a secular democracy while shutting down internet and phones nationwide, the complicity will permanently stain your credibility. Well, like I said, you just have no idea what I said. You didn't watch the video, and apparently you didn't listen to a word I fucking said about this whole thing, so I wasted my breath. But anyway.
Facts. Demolished.
Mohi, thanks for the $10. As a Giants fan, I really want Harbaugh as head coach and Antonio Pierce as the
defensive
DC.
coordinator.
Not sure if both will gel with each other. I also want Giants to pick another top WR weapon as the first pick. Thoughts? That's for you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Antonio Pierce, like, if Jim Harbaugh becomes the head coach, he's not going to hire Antonio Pierce as his defensive coordinator. So I don't think you have to worry about them coaching together. Harbaugh, if he comes in as the head coach, he's going to bring in his own staff, his own people. And I don't think Antonio Pierce is one of those guys. They've got a pretty good wide receiver core as is. Neighbors will come back healthy. They've got the other guy who was their number one receiver this year. I feel like there's a different position that they could probably target other than a wide receiver. I do think Harbaugh is going to be the Giants head coach. It's taking a while right now for him to decide on where he wants to go. But he's weighing his options. He's going to get the most money and kind of be the Giants have a general manager in place. I think he wants somebody that he can appoint as a general manager. So it'd be interesting to see if they keep their general manager there. But yeah, I think I see him going to the Giants, but Antonio Pierce isn't going to be the defensive coordinator.
Shout out to you, bro. Snagglecratch the Incredible. Thanks for the $10. I get it. Economy on fire. POTUS is Alfredo. We're at war again. But what about the jokey end of show segments? Sometimes it's nice to laugh at Jonah Hill or Winter Penis and forget for 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm not looking for those things, but I just don't see that many anymore. You know, that's the problem. But I'll make an effort. I'll make an effort, try to find, because yeah, I agree. I like to end the show on a nice little, high note.
What is that? What you haven't been
He's just talking about like, in the past, it would be the last story might be some goofy ass shit, but it hasn't been in a while. But I will say the equivalent of that today was the thing with the woman who was singing the song at the right wing reporter and laughing at him. That shit was hilarious.
Oh,
so
yeah, the one you just mentioned.
It was at the end of the ice segment. So I did 3 or 4 ice segments, but it was at the end of one of those segments. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Winter Penis. I never heard that term before.
Yeah, I don't even really remember what it was. I guess it was something to do with like the dick gets smaller in the winter. Was that? I don't remember.
Probably.
Anyway. Clanker Wank, still my favorite name. Thanks for the $5. Hey guys, this girl I've been seeing, turns out she's a diehard MAGA supporter, but she gives good dome, so I'll keep on dating her.
Is that Bobby?
Oh, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. But also, that person's like a trolley comedian. I don't think they actually mean that, y'all.
Yeah, why not?
Mohi, thanks again for the $10. Kyle and Corin, what would you do if you see ICE in your neighborhood? I'd want to yell/protest, tell them off, but scared of getting my ass kicked, arrested, lose my job, or unalived. No, well, bro, there's like a cheat code to all this. You know that, right? Take your fucking phone out and start recording. Take your fucking phone out and start recording.
Yeah.
So what would I do? I would take my phone out, I start recording, and I let them know I have a YouTube channel with over 2 million subscribers, and there's going to be
going on there.
There's thousands of people watching this, and so just want you to know all these eyeballs are on you. Then I'd be like, get the fuck out of this place. That's what you got to do. What this woman saved another woman, the DoorDash driver who ran into her house, and she saved her. And at one point, she takes out her phone and she's recording, and she starts saying, "I have 11,000 followers on TikTok." And it was almost right when she said that the ICE agents just dipped. They were like, "All right, we're out." So like, there's power in that. So that's the thing. Number one, take your phone out, start recording immediately. Yep. That's what you got to do, bro. I'm telling you. And then you speak your mind. Then you tell the truth. Remember, you have free speech rights. And they can't come into your fucking house if they don't have a judicial warrant, and they don't have a fucking judicial warrant. So if you're on your property and you're recording them and you're talking, they can't do shit about it, bro. They can't. And if they do, sue them and win fucking $1 million off that shit.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. To your point, like Molly, I told the story before. She's got a popular TikTok, and like she bought this cabinet shit, and she wrote an email. They never responded. Then hit him with like I have a lot of followers on TikTok, and right away they responded. So like, you'll see a difference if you hit him with some like, hey, there's people watching this other than just me right here. So yeah, definitely take out your phone. That's good advice. Because to his point, I'd be shook. I wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, if you start recording, you've got it all documented.
And I've seen a lot of people be really brave, by the way, who like they yell at ICE, they speak up about ICE, and those people are inspiring to me. They really are.
Totally. Yep.
John Slaughter, thanks for the $10. Is there a way we can radically improve this country for all without utilizing my last name against the tech bros and the 0.1%? I think we're past the point of being peaceful. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, but it's going to require like a whole bunch of trials, whole bunch of criminal trials. It's going to require raising taxes on the billionaires and cracking down on them. It's going to require arresting all the criminals, whether they be, the warmongers or the billionaires or the fascists or whatever. A lot of people are going to have to go to prison, and then we're going to have to raise taxes on the rich, and we're going to have to really, restructure the way our economy functions. That's the way out. There's no other way. Keanu, thanks for the $10. Kyle, do you think MAGA minorities like Venezuelans will turn on Trump? He kept the existing regime and took the oil. I hope more people learn that MAGA's only ideology is self-enrichment. I don't know. It's a good question, man. Trump deported a lot of Cubans and deported a lot of Venezuelans who were in this country. So I feel like that should have been the wake-up call of like, this guy doesn't fucking care about you, and you thought he did. He doesn't. Like, you're not one of the good minorities because you vote Republican. You're like, he still fucking hates you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like that was a little bit of a wake-up call, or it should have been for a lot of them. And if that wasn't enough, then yes, overthrowing the regime and taking Maduro, but leaving the broader regime in place, which has the same ideology, and stealing the oil, that just, it exposes exactly what they are. Narcissistic, self-aggrandizing, greedy fucking capitalist pigs. And so, yeah, I don't know, man, how many, some of them will wake up. How many? I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
Thanks.
Convulsions of Vamatar, thanks for the $10. I like that name. Kyle, you have a responsibility to yourself and to everybody else to live up to your fullest potential, especially as a political figure. What do you think your fullest potential is in this moment? I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's up to everybody else to tell me. I mean, but I like doing my show, and I feel like I provide a nice service, and so I'm going to keep doing my show. If this is some sort of like cryptic way of telling me to run for president, as I always say, talk to me when I'm in my 50s, and we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I think somebody might beat me to it and actually start fixing this country. So we might have some. There's some hope on the horizon. So who really cares? Thanks for the $5. Did y'all see the new lawsuit filed against Trump's New Jersey Golf Club? I did not. I did not see that. Trump.
I wonder for what.
I'm looking right now. See if I see anything. News. Trump's New Jersey Golf Club made women wear uniforms several sizes too small. Lawsuit claims. Oh shit.
Sounds about right.
What the fuck? Brennan calls for New Jersey to withhold federal taxes. Okay, I didn't read the whole laws. And Trump Golf Club keeps New Jersey liquor permits under review. So I don't know. I haven't read the whole lawsuit, but there's an article in NewJersey.com. I'll check that out after the show. Lizzie Bennett, shout out and thank you for the $5. We appreciate it. I just watched your video about Tucker Carlson's grift hitting a brick wall. I couldn't be more happy. Unsub from TYT as they continue to glaze the charlatan. Well, is that what TYT has been doing these days? They've been talking about Tucker in a positive way, because it would be quite unfortunate. Because yes, his grift has been really unmasked. I mean, standing there clapping for Trump as he comes into a meeting with oil executives to talk to them about how we should steal the oil from Venezuela, a sovereign country, when 7 seconds ago Tucker was virtue signaling like he's against overthrowing Venezuela. I mean, just disgusting. And then Trump did this, 10%, I'm capping interest rates at 10%, which Tucker definitely told him to do, but there's no force of law behind that. So he's just like lying to the public to try to get more support because Tucker told him to do that. Yeah, Tucker's a hack. And so he's fucking pathetic. Shout out to you though, Lizzie. We appreciate it. Diabs, thanks for the $10. Mate, just because the war criminal Graham Shatner, the bed, is saying the right things now, it doesn't justify your cheerleading and whitewashing the reality that he got his jollies from killing brown people. Graham Plattner is probably the furthest left candidate running in the country right now. And in my estimation, he's completely serious about bringing about the kind of change that I want to see and that potentially you want to see as well. So for you to spend all your time shitting on him and acting like he's the problem really makes me think you're a Fed, and really makes me think anybody who fucking attacks him most of the time, I feel like you guys are all either useful idiots for the right, actual Republican plants, or Feds. That's what I think. And I think the more he talks, the more clear it is to me that this guy has always been a massive leftist, and that if you go look at his Reddit history, he was like communist posting for a fucking decade. And you guys look at that and you're like, nope, not enough. It's like, okay, go ahead, go vote for Janet Mills or go vote for the Republican. But I'll be over here trying to actually make the world better by voting for the best candidate. And you can whine and cry and cope and bitch and moan about that, but I'll be actually trying to fix things, and you can do this. Well, appreciate the $10. Thank you.
Thanks.
Lucas Magnus, thanks for the $5. Our Portland City Hall meeting debating ICE presence in our city one day after Minneapolis got adjourned to inform us 2 more were just shot by CBP here. Jesus Christ. Is this? Yeah, I think I saw this the other day, and I think I covered it in one of my segments, but it happened right after the shooting of the other, right happened after the murder in Minneapolis. And then they lied about it and said, oh, they're like Trende Aragua or some shit. They weren't fucking Trende Aragua. That's a total lie. So yet again, they're up to their tricks. Cut the Camel, thanks for the $5. Did you see Robbie Roadsteamer got unlawfully arrested by ICE in his giraffe outfit for the second time? I did not see that, but that guy has been doing the Lord's work by like mocking ICE and singing in front of their facility in Portland. Is it? I think it's Portland.
Yeah. Didn't you say there's people who dressed up in like weird outfits, and that's a good way to like counter ICE?
But this guy's extra funny because he wears like his giraffe outfit and starts like singing songs to ICE, and it's really fucking hilarious. And he changes the lyrics to make them like
maybe it's this guy because his name is Cut the Camel, and maybe the giraffe. There's a connection there.
Alberto Donato, thanks for the $10. Big ups, Kyle. Been listening since 2014-ish. Question for Corin: what neighborhood were you staying in while in Chicago? I grew up in Rogers Park.
I don't know Rogers Park. I was in. I started off in Palatine. Had an apartment in Palatine. And I would drive around all Chicago. I would go to Schaumburg and like Orland Park and Warrenville. And then we moved to like Round Lake Beach. We lived in Round Lake Beach, which was right by Gurney, out by the Six Flags, if you know Chicago. So we're right out there. We loved it. I liked it a lot. There's a big outlet mall there that I like Chicago. That's where we're at.
Justin W., thanks for the $5. Hi, Kyle and Corin from San Antonio, Texas. As you guys know, we have a very hot Senate race. What's your advice to people with voter apathy? My advice to people with voter apathy is like, I feel like it's going away in this moment, if I'm being honest. I feel like fewer people have it now than did in the past because so much insane shit is happening that kind of fires people up on the liberal and left-wing side to go vote. So I don't know. I feel like my message to them is like, voting has never been more important than it is right now. It's not everything. It's not the end all be all, but it's something that like absolutely can lead to tremendous change and like needs to be done. So I would snap out of it if I were you. And yeah, it's quite a primary you guys got going on there in Texas right now.
Yeah, go vote.
Wakes, thanks for the $7. Kyle, do you talk to younger YouTubers like Adam Mockler, Jack Kosherella, Dean Withers, or Parker? It'd be awesome to get them on KKF. I don't think I've actually talked to any of those guys. I've had on younger YouTubers. I had on Keith Edwards the other day, and he was great. The other week we had him on Crystal Kyle and Friends. And I'm familiar with the work of Mockler and Dean Withers, and I don't know Parker. If I'm that a little bit with Cocherella. Parker, I'm not sure. That's the only one I'm not really totally sure of, but I'm familiar with them. I think they're doing some good work, and I'm sure that we'll get them on KKF at one point or another. But no, I haven't talked to any of them directly yet. So what? Who really cares? Thanks for the $10. Kyle, did you get a chance to check out Ed Zitron's NVIDIA Isn't Enron? So what is it? Shows. Also, what's y'all's NBA trade predictions? I did not get a chance to watch that one yet, but I do have it pulled up as one of my 700 tabs, so I will probably get around to it eventually. And my NBA trade predictions, I don't have any predictions, but I will say that Trae Young coming to the Wizards was very welcome because the Wizards is now the second team that I follow because I'm in DC a lot. And so we're going to see how much better they are with Trae Young. And, maybe he can revisit some of those old school Atlanta Hawks glory days and get us to the playoffs or some shit. Maybe not this year, but next year. But we'll see. I'm a little optimistic about it because he had nowhere else to go and he's an offensive juggernaut. And so they could use that for the Wizards,
Yep. No, I think it was a perfect trade. And it's exciting for Washington. Fans going to the game will see someone that can light it up. I'd be interesting to see if Giannis moves. I think I don't know if he's ran his court. You think
he's definitely moving? Oh, I think so for sure. Because they got nothing for him in Milwaukee.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe Toronto or something like that, or do the Knicks weirdly pull off something? Yeah, Giannis is one that I gotta watch for and see if anything pops off there.
I think San Antonio, a lot of people were saying, have a Twin Towers situation.
That would be fucking nuts. That would be
crazy, dog. That'd be a team to be reckoned
They've
with.
got a lot of young prospects too. Yeah, I think Giannis goes somewhere. And wherever he goes is going to be a problem.
Noah Redlick, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle. Kyle, love the Grand Platter interview on KKF. If there's one candidate you could have win in 2026, who would it be? Oh, my God, there's so many, bro. There's Graham Plattner, Abdul El Sayed in Michigan. He's an absolute must. Shit. Katabu Ghazale is another. Like, there's a lot. It's just hard. It's hard for me to pick just one. I mean, obviously having Zoran win, that was probably as big could be. It felt like that was the most consequential, especially since he's already doing shit. So, like, there's a lot of them. There's so many good left-wing candidates running everywhere now. And I just hope they all win because then we're actually going to change shit, you know. And these are ones.
Yeah,
these are
see
people,
what happens.
Bro. They're about this life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people running now who actually watch our shows. Like, they watch Breaking Points and they watch Secular Talk, and like they actually believe the shit we believe. And it's the first time in my lifetime you're really getting a wave of those people. And it's like, oh, shit, like we could actually change shit, you know? So I don't know. Excited for a whole bunch of them. But shout out to you, Noah. Appreciate it. Lead Hammer, thanks for the $5. Kyle, what do you think about Brooks Koepka coming back to the PGA Tour? PGA is allowing live golfers that have won major since 2022. Lead Hammer, great question. I was just talking to Crystal about this before we came on air here, Corin. I'm sure you saw this as well.
Yep.
So what Brooks has to do, he has to pay $5 million to charity. That's one of the things he has to do. He's not eligible for the equity in the PGA Tour that other players can get if they're in the PGA Tour. So he's going to miss out on up to like $80 million more. Okay, that's another thing. And then there was like 2 or 3 other things that were like stipulations, like punishment for going to live. I hate it and I love it at the same time. I hate it because I feel bad for people who never sold out, who now are being told like, hey, yeah, this guy's just going to come back. Like, so that sucks because, like, that if you're one of those people, if you're like number 50 on the PGA Tour, you're thinking like, wait, so you're telling me I could have sold out for a bag of 10 million and then just came back and everything would have been fine and pay a fine of 5 million and still have an extra 5 million here? Like, what the fuck? I would have done that shit. So I hate it because I feel bad for those players. But on the other hand, I love it because it really shows that live golf might collapse. Because now they said, hey, John Rahm, you can come back here. We'll welcome you back. Hey, Bryson DeChambeau. Hey, Cameron Smith. We'll welcome you back. The only one they said fuck off to was Phil because they said you have to win a major.
He's washed anyway.
After 2022, and he won a major in 2021. And so that was their way of being like, fuck you, Phil Mickelson. Because Phil was like, you know, one of the people who came up with the idea of live in the first place. So they're like, fuck you, we don't want you. But basically everybody else are like, welcome back. Pay a $5 million fine. You know, you can't get the equity, but go do A, B, and C, which is not that difficult, and you'll be back. And so, to me, the bigger thing here, even though I hate Brooks Koepka and I hate Bryson DeChambeau now, the bigger thing is we might actually see live golf collapse, and that I love. That I love. And what people were saying is if you're Bryson DeChambeau, you're going to the people at live golf because now his contract's up and he needs to renegotiate. And he says he would say, somebody tweeted, Bryson should say with a straight face, I want $500 million. Because now he has all the leverage in the world where, like, if they lose Bryson, your whole shit is washed. Like, it's a wrap. It's over. It's done. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody will watch your shit. Nobody cares, bro. And so he's got all the leverage. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I know Brooks came back. I know all the other guys want to go back too. So we'll see what happens. I think we might see an exodus, and I think Liv is in serious trouble.
Did the PGA like initially say that they were not allowed back? Is that why it's so hard for them to come back? Like,
yeah, the PGA, you know, it was like a lifetime ban. It was like a lifetime ban for a while, you know, and then now they softened it because they want him back. They're basically it looks like they're going to win the war here. That's where they're at right now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, maybe Liv gives like Tiger Woods like $1 billion or $2 billion or something like that. But he's got his.
No. They already offered him nearly $1 billion or something. And he said no. Yeah, he said no. He was also. I mean, you got to realize he's also old for golf years and like had so many injuries. He's like, I'm not going to sell out. He cares about legacy. He doesn't need money. He's fucking Tiger Woods.
It's only a matter of time. To your point, that Liv collapses. Like I see, like that. Like they try to do these like rule changes and like these different formats, and it's all just like to me too confusing. It's like PGA. I like as a casual watcher. Yeah, exactly. But good question.
Nobody's watching that shit. They're changing the schedule for the PGA Tour too in a ways I don't like, but we don't need to get into that now. RSN, thanks for the $5. Great show. Watch Kyle since 2016. Question: why are the Dems so silent during this moment? SB, perfect time to raise hell, but they've been silent. Yeah, man. I mean, it all goes back to their strategy is step aside, let the Republicans suck all the air out of the room, get all the attention, and their ideas are going to make everything collapse. Like they're going to shit themselves. And that's what happened. To be fair, they're right. Like that's what happened. The thing that always annoyed me though is, yes, you're going to win because Republicans are so bad that people are going to vote against them, but you would win by more if you also argued against them as that happened. You know what I'm saying? And so like, to me, that annoyed the shit out of me. But the fact of the matter is Hakeem Jeffries doesn't really believe in much. Chuck Schumer doesn't really believe in much. They're not actually like lefties. They don't like eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. They're donor creations. They're lobbyist creations. They're just like, split the difference, centrist, milquetoast kind of guys. And so that's the problem. And that's the leadership of the party. And until we get in the people that we talked about before, all the real lefties who are running, that's what we're going to deal with. So, but good news, times are a-changing. And so shit'll be looking much better very soon, I believe. Okay, let's continue. QC man, thanks for the $5. Kyle, when you had your eye surgery, I hope you didn't have a Charlie Kirk moment with your doctor where you thought, boy, I hope he's qualified. I certainly did not. And he was also black, but that still didn't make me think, I bet he's unqualified, as Charlie Kirk thing. What did Charlie said that about, I think, a black pilot.
Yeah.
He said, I saw a black pilot. Oh boy, he might not be qualified. Like, that is like the textbook definition of racism.
Yeah.
The fact that thought would cross your mind.
And you'd say it out loud. Like,
you're just racist. Like that, you're just racist. There's no way around that. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I highly recommend everybody, if you want to get your eye surgery, man, that's where you got to go. You got to go to Washington, D.C.
Yeah. One day, when my YouTube page gets big enough, I'm going to get it because them contacts are getting played out.
I'm telling you, bro. Hold on one second. National Harbor laser eye surgery.
Oh, is that where you got yours?
Yes. Motherfucker. Hold up. Where is it? Is this it? I think this is it. Let me see. Yes. Yep. Envue. 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 Envue Eye and Laser Center. It's in the National Harbor in Washington, D.C. And they have every kind of eye surgery that exists. They know how to do it.
Right.
And I got the smile one.
Yeah.
I got the smile one because I originally went in looking for the other one. I think it's called ICL surgery, which is like they put a permanent contact lens inside your eye.
Yeah. I remember you told me that one.
But when I went for the consultation and he gave me all my options, what he told me was the smile surgery is basically a little faster. The recovery is easier. And, it'll like, you don't need to come back until like a week later. With the other one, you got to come back a day later because I got to check your eye pressure. And so it was like easier across the board. And he said, here was the big selling point for me. I won't even need, what was it? My brain just like totally shit the bed in the middle of my sentence. But anyway, he said like, dry eye. He said, you won't even need like eye drops, like you won't get dry eye. That was my fear is if I get LASIK, because they say a lot of that, you get dry eye with that. I already had dry eye. So to make it worse seemed to me like a horrible idea. And so they just make a tiny little incision and get in there and fucking fix the whole shit. And then that's it. And you don't have dry eye. It took me, I would say, for my eyes to be like perfect. It took me, I want to say, maybe a month or two for my eyes to get like 100%. But after that, like my shit's on point now. Yeah. So everybody needs to get that shit. Envue Eye and Laser Center, guys. Check them out. John Slaughter. Wait, did we miss anything?
No, that was
okay. Yep. John Slaughter, thanks for the $10. Kyle, if you're into history, I read a book on the beginning of the fall of the Roman Republic called The Storm Before the Storm by Mike Duncan. America Today is literally a copy and paste of that book. That's crazy. Let me check that out, bro. Storm Before the Storm. Storm Before the Storm. Okay. Bet. V-Man, thanks for the $10. Kyle, you don't want to empower the statehooders in Puerto Rico. They are far-right corporatist. They stole their palm tree liberty logo from ruthless Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo. Oh, wow. So now that's so crazy. We got pro and anti Puerto Rican statehood folks arguing in the comment section. Yeah, man. Look, my default perspective on it is whatever the people there want is kind of my default perspective. And my understanding was most of them wanted to be either a U.S. territory or, more importantly, a U.S. state, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's the numbers I've seen. Granted, the numbers I've seen are probably outdated from like 2 or 3 years ago. But that was my understanding, is that that's what they wanted, is like to be a U.S. state or a U.S. territory. Probably statehood would be better, so I'd more root for that. But yeah, anyway, that's where I am. If they prefer that, then I prefer that too. But, hey, look, if you take a vote and they were to want to be independent, who am I to fucking interject? But to your point, if it's like a far-right project, obviously that sucks for the people of Puerto Rico, so probably not the best idea. Tony Izzo, thanks for the $5, bro. Given the end results of the 2016 race and Ted Cruz was the cycle's runner-up, do you still think he'd have been a worse president than Trump? I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think Ted Cruz would have been a better president than Trump. I do. Because Trump's like creative with his evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets clever and creative with his evilness in ways that I don't think Ted Cruz would. I think Ted Cruz is just like a copy-paste standard issue far-right Republican, like a Bush-style Republican. Yeah. And Trump, I think, is now way worse than Bush. And when I used to think Bush was worse than Trump, now I don't. I think Trump is worse than Bush. And I think Cruz would be more like Bush, if that makes sense. So yeah, Tony, I don't stand by my old belief on that. I think Trump is probably worse than Cruz ever would have been.
Thanks, Tony.
Dan Carr, thanks for the $10. Yo, I'm your age, Kylan, from the New York City area, like you, Hudson County, New Jersey. I love your Alex Jones impressions. Did you listen to him in the early 2000s like me? I didn't listen to him religiously, but I was always aware of him. A little bit, maybe I listened to him like in 2007-ish range, but as I got older, I would watch the Young Turks, and the Young Turks would like cover him from time to time. So I was always familiar with him, but never like watched him religiously. But yeah, the Alex Jones impression is the classic. I feel like everybody's got an Alex Jones impression, But shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you.
And I'm around the Hudson County area too. I'm just trying to find some burger places. I went to Woodridge, New Jersey, or some shit like that. So if you got any good places, let me know.
And by the way, Cor, let me just say that Lilith said she needs to become a mod because we're getting spammers. I thought she already was a mod, to be honest, but hook her up as a mod when you don't have to do it right this second, but for the next show, make sure she's a mod because she'll hook us up.
Okay. Yeah, Molly stops. I think she zones out when it gets too political.
Oh, really? Yeah. Then let Lilith clean that up. She does a good job of that. Irfan Suharno, thanks for the $20. It's very kind. Weekly KNC, always a treat. You guys are real ones. My question is, what do you think motivates Trump and the MAGA movement? Maybe I'm naive, but it baffles so many people are on board with cruelty and wanting to see our country burn. Geez, man. I mean, I could give like a fucking dissertation answer to that, but I'll just give like the Cliff Notes version of it. They're in a cult, right? They're in a cult. It's a cult. It's a Kool-Aid drinking fascist death cult of terrorists. That's what it is. And they get joy out of other people's pain. And in their conception of the world, every one of their problems ties back to liberals, leftists, trans people, immigrants, like minority communities. And so they blame them for everything. And so any cruelty exacted against those people is a net positive for them. And so they've really become sadists because of their ideology. And that's really the short version of it. Whereas on the left, we believe in equality, we believe in justice and freedom and like looking out for everybody. And we believe the only minority actually causing problems is the billionaires. And they just don't have that mindset. And we got to like get them out of that world and into the correct worldview. And if they don't, then we just got to defeat them,
Yeah, I think some of them are beyond like the point where they've got so much money where none of this shit even affects them, whether it's healthcare or, like not losing their job or some shit. So it's like they rather see the country burn and they're fine.
Exactly. Yeah. And if they are living a shitty life, they'll just blame like trans people or immigrants for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll find these people. Yeah.
Yeah. Convulsions of Vatimar. Thanks for the $5. I love you, but I don't buy your excuses about popularity or divisiveness. Trump is 10 times worse. What we need is a soldier. Who else besides you? I don't know what that means. Do you understand what this guy's saying, Corin?
No.
I don't understand your excuses about popularity or divisiveness.
We know Trump is 10 times worse. Who's on the other side of that argument?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say, brother, but we appreciate the $5.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Icy Bun, thanks for the $5. Idea, flyers with QR codes that informs the public to do a general strike on a certain date. Easy, and anybody could do it. Flyers with QR codes? Yeah, but QR codes are annoying as fuck. Nobody likes QR codes.
I hate a menu with a QR code.
Everybody hates that. I've yet to meet a single person that's like, oh, thank you for the fucking QR code. Nobody likes that shit.
Just give me the menu or the flyer or whatever. I'd rather have the piece of paper.
I think this is just the same comment over again. But shout out to you, Convulsions. Thanks for the $5, bro.
Yeah, thank you. My bad.
Check you later. Thank you for the $10. Hey, Kyle, you believe the Minnesota National Guard is going to stand off with ICE? No, because I think the reason Tim Walz brought them in was to quell unrest. So I think really they have the same goal of tamping down the protesters. So no, I think if Tim Walz had more balls and more of a backbone, I think he would have called in the National Guard and said, you're here to police ICE, not the protesters. But I don't think he has those balls. So no, I don't. I think that he's sort of doing the bidding of the federal government here. And I think it's kind of weak and pathetic. I would order not only the National Guard, but also the police. I would say you guys have to arrest ICE officers who commit crimes. We're upholding the law here. So it doesn't matter. They're the feds. They will be held accountable. And that's your job. So, but I don't think he's had those conversations. I really don't. Cartoon 49. Thanks for the $5. Hey, I've seen The Pit on HBO. Have you seen The Pit on HBO Max yet? Also, any plans to invite Leah Miller on Crystal and Kyle? Did I add this person to the list? If you mentioned this person before, I added them to the list.
And also, the Pit won a lot of Golden Globes last night, so definitely is a popular show.
Yeah, and I haven't checked it out yet. I have not checked it out.
He's like a male doctor or some shit in Pittsburgh or something. But to me, I haven't watched it. I don't know anything about it, but it just screams exactly like ER and all those other.
But I fuck with Dr. House though. I fuck with House. House was my shit, dog.
Wasn't he like killing people, but then also like saving people? Oh, that was some other shit.
House was the guy. That
was Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter was. Yeah, that's right. House was the guy who pops Percocets and his leg is fucked up, but he's like the most brilliant doctor in the world. But he's also like a drug addict and a misanthrope. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good show.
Yeah, I guess there are some type of shows that are good hospital shit.
Yeah, but I haven't seen The Pit yet. Labrador Hawk, thanks for the $5. What's up, guys? Kyle, heard you're getting into fragrance. What are your thoughts on Tom Ford Noir Extreme and Armani Acqua di Gio? Oh my God, bro. I light up. I light up every time somebody asks me about fragrance shit because I am really into that world right now. Yeah. So I haven't smelled Tom Ford Noir Extreme, but as I told everybody, I think already, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, fucking banging. And that shit lasts a long time on my skin. Crystal loves that shit. OD. Every time she smells it, she's like, God damn, that smells good. I like Tom Ford Oud Wood too, but I like Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille better. I thought I liked Oud Wood more at the beginning, but after wearing them both, actually Tobacco Vanille is better and it lasts longer. So I'll go with that. I've heard good things about Noir Extreme. I want to try it, but I haven't tried it yet. But Armani Acqua di Gio. So here's my thoughts on that. The original one, to me, was mid. I had a bottle of it when I was younger. Honestly, I want to say like in middle school. Mm-hmm. I had a bottle of Armani Acqua di Gio, Armani.
Shit, that's familiar.
Now, here's the problem, though. So I actually smelled the parfum, the Acqua di Gio parfum version and sprayed it on myself. And, bro, there's a note in that bitch, which on my skin smells horrible. It smells like BO on the dry down. And when I started researching it, I think it's the clary sage in it. There's this note called clary sage or clary sage where on my skin, when it dries down, it literally smells like I have BO. Like it smells like body odor. It smells disgusting on me. And so as a result of that, I'm really not interested in the whole Acqua di Gio line. I love Armani Code. I fuck with Armani Code. But Acqua di Gio, bro, it's like the like sharp marine scents are too much for me. I like more fresh marine scent, not like a sharp marine scent. And so there's something in it that doesn't vibe with me. So that's like one of the scents that is just like, that's not my jam right there. But like a lot of people fuck with it. And in fact, a friend of mine loves the Acqua di Gio parfum version, which is the one that smelled bad on me. But it didn't hit for me. But yeah, so I got to pass on that whole line, which is surprising. I thought I'd love at least one of them in that line. Like I said, the original is kind of mid to me, which is the best you get from that line, in my opinion.
You said the Tom Ford you're in on?
I haven't tried that specific Tom Ford, but I've heard great things about it, which makes me want to try it. But Tobacco Vanilla is my Tom Ford goat. Handle, thanks for the $5. Do you think Trump wants to crash the economy on purpose? I think he wants hyperinflation so he can call further emergency powers. I I mean, that's certainly possible, right? Like, he's got to know on some level that it's going to lead to inflation if he lowers interest rates. But then again, he's also really fucking stupid. And I think he thinks like a real estate guy, like, oh, lower interest rates means free money, means the economy does better. Like, that's what I think he's thinking. And so I actually don't know. I think he's more incompetent and stupid than like nefariously planning this. It leads me to believe that like, no, he actually thinks like the economy will improve if you just cut interest rates and you're refusing to do it because you want the economy to be bad, Jerome Powell. And so I really think that's what's at the core of it. But yeah, if he gets those interest rates cut and they shouldn't be cut, you're going to get inflation. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be even worse for them. And to your point, then he's going to have to crack down even harder. And he would lose the election in a fucking landslide, so they'll have to try to steal it in that scenario. So it could be bad, but your theory is possible for sure. Misfit Shred, thanks for the $5. Speaking about comics, I would recommend V for Vendetta by Alan Moore. It's about an authoritarian police state, really relevant to current times. So I'm not a big comic guy, but I've seen the movie to that. I saw it maybe a decade or so ago, and it was good. It was a good movie. Natalie Portman, I believe, was in it.
Yeah, I don't read too many comics.
England blew a 13 colony lead. Thanks for the $10. We haven't had a good I smoke weed, I have sex. I smoke weed, I have sex Bill Maher segment recently. Also got recommended your I don't like men's no more video earlier. All-time greatest secular talk video. I don't like men's no more. No, it's a guy. Yeah, it's like it's at a church, but it's a guy that the priest is doing like an exorcism of his gayness. Mm-hmm. He's trying to say like you're getting a gay demon out of him, and he's like, I don't love men's no more. It was fucking hilarious.
I'm not gay.
Yeah. I'm not gay. I don't like men's no more. I love that. That was awesome. Yeah, there's some funny ass old school segments, bro. Appreciate you. Mr. Dooley, thanks for the $20. Very kind. Kyle, Corin, do you guys ever watch the NHL? Very rarely, but I'm getting back into it because I watch so much NBA, and I'm telling you, I always watch golf too. I understand that's boring to most people, but like I love golf enough to watch it. But outside of the NBA, the other sport that I really liked watching was the NHL. So I'm going to get back into it. But yeah, I haven't watched it a lot lately, but there's this one NHL channel on my Fubo where I turn it on. It just gives the highlights for the day. Yeah. And I remember watching it the other night and being like, yo, there's a bunch of teams I didn't even know were in the NHL right now.
Utah.
There's like a bunch of weird teams. I was like, I didn't know we had this shit. And then we lost other teams. Didn't we lose like the Coyotes? Aren't the Coyotes no longer?
Yeah, Arizona's out. Yep.
That's crazy, bro. But yeah, I want to get back into it.
Did you see the clip? I think there was like intermission of NHL game. There was like this youth hockey game, and it broke out to a brawl.
Oh my God. No,
yeah, it was like a clip going around. It was like this, like, I don't know, 8-year-olds or 12-year-olds or some shit. They're skating on the ice. You know how they bring in like young kids to play in a basketball game?
Yeah.
They bring them out. They all just start brawling with each other. Like,
oh my God, bro.
It was amazing. It was so amazing.
Oh my God.
Gonzo, thank you.
Zoran's Rentfreeze, a shout out to you, Mr. Shaya. Thanks for the $5. Zoran's Rentfreeze is considered controversial because of profit for the landlord. I think we should ditch property taxes and do a land value tax. I was reading about that the other day. That's a pretty good idea. I got interested in the land value tax also, and I watched a couple videos on it. It seems like a good idea. So yeah, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Diego Saccarello, thank you for the $10. One of the big problems in society is influential 30-ish-year-old men that act like children. Prime examples are Full Send podcasters, Pauls, and Andrew Schultz. How do y'all think this can be fixed? I mean, it's a great question, right? I don't know how it can be fixed, but I do feel like these people that you're talking about have been showing their whole ass for the past like 2 years. So I do think it's sort of just going to collapse in on itself eventually. You know what I'm saying?
And you're talking to one of them.
The Aiden Ross guy, he's been eating shit lately. He got into a fight with Dochi, and like it's been a whole mess. So I don't know. A lot of these guys are just gonna like, you know, over time, like the truth eventually comes out, and they just lose their popularity. So I think that's we're on that track. So hopefully we'll get all the way. We'll see.
Yep.
Irfan Suharno, thanks for the $5. On a lighter note, was rewatching old KNC episodes. Corin's rant on hating chocolate and not believing in aliens had me dying. Do you still feel the same?
I'm not so hard on chocolate right now. I've kind of softened up on chocolate. There's some good. I think I was gifted like a Godiva chocolate set, and it had like some banging caramel in that bitch. Someone gave me like this chocolate, like white chocolate with strawberry in it. So I'm not as hard on chocolate. But nah, fuck aliens, man. We've said that shit. There's no footage of aliens. There's no real videos. There's no like. No one's ever fucking showed up to a prom party with an alien. Like aliens aren't real. So I feel the same about that. But I don't know if I was ever too hard on chocolate because chocolate's okay in some sense.
Equality for us all. Thanks for the $5. I know someone in serious condition in a New York hospital right now is not getting good care because of the nurses' strike. Other side of the coin. Well, I hope that person gets the care that they need, and I hope the nurses get the wages that they deserve. So hopefully everybody can win in this scenario.
My friend in Chicago, his wife is a nurse, and he was saying they were paying like top dollar to fly her in to like work at the hospitals, which to me is like, just
why not just pay the nurses more? Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
Like, why are you gonna fly in people? And that's one person from Chicago, so I didn't understand that shit. But yeah, they were making it seem like they were giving good money for her to like get here today to go in the hospitals.
I'm sure whatever the nurses are asking for is legit. You know, like they're not asking.
100%.
Like, we need to be millionaires, all of us. Like they're not asking for that. Like give them what they fucking deserve. You know,
regular shit. Yeah.
The Force is dead. Thanks for the $10. Kyle, the way you are always spitting out long lists of facts about every issue, would you ever consider putting them in PDF format so the rest of us could have them on standby like a cheat sheet? I kind of do that already, bro. If you follow me on Twitter, there are times I'll bust out a whole ass list. I did it the other day with Ice. I was like, here's the shit that Ice has done. And it was just a long ass tweet with all the shit that they done. And like, that's the list I use on air. So like, if you pay close attention, I do it. I did it with Trump's warmongering. I did it with a bunch of shit and I'll keep doing it. You know, like, there are times where it's appropriate to put all that out there. So yeah, I try to do it, but if I do it on Twitter.
All right, we're making our way.
Billy Britt, thanks for the $5. What do you guys think of Congress rejecting Trump's cuts to NASA and the NSF? I didn't see that. I did not see that. But if they're standing up to Trump, that's a good thing. Look, their vote margin lead in Congress is very small now because I think one guy died and then somebody else retired or something like that. So like they're down to like nearly nothing in terms of their lead in Congress. So yeah, more shit could be blocked now. So that's good. I hope they keep standing up to him, you know? Diego, thanks again for the $10. The massive Dave Smith versus Dan Bongino beef is glorious. Two of the biggest MAGA grifters going head to head. Dave can hit him on Epstein, but Dan can hit Dave on being a finger in the wind MAGA. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And they're going at it. I saw a couple of their tweets the other day. Convulsions of Vamatar, thanks for the $5. Think about it. How many more eyes would be on you just for throwing your hat in the ring? Isn't that a benefit to the goal? Your vitriol would convert MAGA. Maybe. I don't know. But again, I hope somebody else fixes the country before I turn 50-something and have to consider it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, somebody get on that. A bunch of people should get on that. Tardigrade, thanks for the $5. Do you think elected officials are more disconnected or disingenuous? Also, thank you for radicalization. Love from Minnesota. Well, we love you too, and stay safe out there. To answer your question, it's a tough thing, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like most of them are probably disconnected. The Republicans could be disingenuous also, but most of the Democrats, I just think, are disconnected in a sense. You know, that's my guess.
Yeah.
Jason Vogel, thanks for the $20. Very kind of you. Fascism doesn't make anything lasting. No fascist state lasted long. Also, other fascist movements were smarter and tougher than MAGA. Question isn't if MAGA will fail, but how soon it does and how much damage occurs. Go Pats. Well, shout out to you. That's a very insightful comment right there. And I think you're right. I also think these guys are really incompetent. When you look at Venezuela, yes, they succeeded in kidnapping Maduro, but now it's looking more and more like they didn't have any sort of deal with anybody on the ground, and they're just trying to coerce Delcy Rodriguez, the VP, to do their bidding, and she's not doing it. And so what then? You know what I'm saying? And they're just like totally embargoing the country, but like, what's this going to lead to? Civil war in Venezuela? Then what? Then you have another massive refugee crisis where they come to America? Like, you didn't think this through. We didn't think this through. They're idiots. So I agree with you. They're not that smart, and that's going to backfire.
Thanks, Jason.
Cersei the Cat, thanks for the $5. I listen to your show every day, and it helps me cope with this bleak world. Thank you for doing what you do. Well, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it, and couldn't do the show without people like you watching. So thanks again.
All right.
Alex B, thanks for the $5. Yo, Kyle and Corin, if you guys are ever in the Bay Area, I'm a professional chef, and I'd happily cook you guys a dope 5-course meal on the house. Go 49ers. Well, that sounds fucking awesome. That sounds tremendous.
Say less. Yeah, go 49ers. They beasted against the Eagles.
Thank you, Alex.
I'll take you up on that if I'm ever out in the Bay Area.
Penn Taxenstein, thanks for the $50 again with the very generous donation, just like last week. Appreciate you, man. My weekly tithing, kick-ass show, gents. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Salute. Very kind, very kind.
Thank you. I think Molly did have a glass of wine on you last week, so appreciate you, man. You're a super real one.
And I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like our internets have been on point tonight, right?
Yeah. We're getting close to the end, kind of. We're 3/4 of the way through. But yeah, knock on wood, everything's been good.
Convulsions of Adamar, thanks for the $5. Bernie AOC has no balls. Arguably in this situation, balls is more important than policy, and you have both, bro. Thank you. I mean, I'm being glazed hard by convulsions of Vadamar, or Vamatar. I appreciate you, man, but like I said, I'm in the lane I'm supposed to be in at the moment. I'm in the lane I'm supposed to be in the moment.
No, just kidding.
Carlos, thanks for the $5. Have you guys noticed Trump's hair is starting to thin a lot more lately? I have not noticed that, but I have noticed he looks like absolute fucking dog shit and sounds like dog shit. He also takes way too much aspirin, and he's not listening to his doctors. He's not wearing his compression socks for his fucking chronic venous insufficiency. He's got a lot of problems, bro. He might not make it. Water, thanks for the $100. In Norwegian, and think the Norwegian prison system is too right-wing. It should basically be a school. Kyle from like 12 years ago thought it was too liberal. What does modern Kyle say? I'm not sure. The thing that I think I was objecting to was that Anders Breivik guy having he complained because he had an old video game system and wanted a newer one. And it's like, bro, you murdered a whole bunch of kids, so shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That was my reaction. That's, I think, where the too liberal thing came from. But yes, overall, they get it right. I mean, they believe in rehabilitation as opposed to punishment, and rehabilitation works and punishment doesn't. And, our prisons here are crimes against humanity. So, yeah, I think the Norwegian prison system is reasonable and probably the best way to do it because they have lower recidivism. Fewer people get out and commit more crimes, so they're doing something right. So I would snap and take theirs in a heartbeat over what we have here, for sure. David Cantu, thanks for the $5. I don't get how ICE gets away with arresting people without a warrant or yanking people out of their vehicles. What happened to law and order? Exactly. They're thugs. They're criminals. They don't know what they're doing. They're not professionals, and they're breaking the law on a daily basis, and that's why they were hired. They were hired to break the law on a daily basis. So you're right about all that, 100%. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
PNW Resist, thanks for the $10. Let's see our side arm up, not just handguns, faster than Republicans under Obama. Local police seem uninterested in protecting us. What's stopping ICE escalating from individual to mass murders? Nothing. Nothing is. But I will say, I agree with you that liberals and lefties should arm themselves. But I'd also say I actually wouldn't give up on the police too soon because there's already been some police departments that have already spoken up and are already basically begging for the green light to be able to hold ICE accountable. So you'd be surprised. A lot of police officers look at this as encroaching on their territory and you're saying we can't do our job right. You're coming here and fucking causing all these problems. Fuck you. And so I actually think police are seething because they're also trained better than these psychos too. So they're seething. So I wouldn't give up on them too fast, but I agree that you should arm for sure.
Yeah.
J-Ro, thanks for the $5. Have you been struggling to avoid violating terms of service lately when talking about ICE terrorists? I'd be hella struggling with that in your situation. Yeah, every now and then you'll catch me saying, I'm not going to say that and I'll back off. But yes, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's also not easy when I do fredophile, rapist, as for pedophile and rapist, it's sometimes you lose track. You don't know what you're saying. But anyway, thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
That's what that country singer was saying, that he apparently posted a video that I forgot, it was getting not put out by the algorithm, but its likes have just as many views. Yeah. So he was basically saying this should clearly have way more views. So yeah, it's they're probably censoring a lot of your videos too.
Linja, thanks for the $5. Corin, keep up the food reviews videos. Kyle, thank you for hyping us up and keeping us on track from this blue dot in an unfortunately red state. Yeah, I hear you, Linja. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Linja.
Chad Van Alston, thanks for the $10. I've been watching you since 2009, Kyle. Wow, that's even before I did it full time. You helped shift me from libertarian to a lefty. 20-something me admired your independence and rejection of the political correctness of the time. Cheers. Well, thank you very much, Chad. I appreciate that. And you might be, you're going back to, Lilith days in terms of how long you've been watching. That's impressive. I know I only did it as a hobby in 2009. Jagger, thanks for the $5. It won't happen, but next Dem president should get rid of Homeland Security. Wasn't it created by Bush after 9/11? Totally. And you're 100% right. And I think that will be the stance that you need to take in order to have a better chance of winning. People are going to have to say, I want to abolish ICE. I believe that for sure.
Thanks, Jagger. Or Jagger.
Motor Oil, thanks for the $5. Kyle, I found your videos in 2015. Pat Robertson, I think I'm supposed to say, pure comedy. Corin, love your perspective on topics. Kyle and I have the exact same birthday and age. Oh, that's amazing. That, by the way, you know who shares our birthday? Not the same year, but the same birthday.
Tiger Woods, right?
No, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, Tiger Woods and LeBron.
They're December 31st, I think, is what they are. But me and Justin Timberlake and Motor Oil here. Also, Jackie Robinson and Nolan Ryan.
Oh, shit. You got Jackie Robinson in your shit?
Jackie Robinson and Nolan Ryan. Yeah, isn't that pretty cool? So that's January 31st. January 31st, our birthdays. John Maher, thanks for the $5. Thanks. Eating Popeyes. Well, shout out to you, bro.
I just had Popeyes yesterday too. I got their like chicken wrap.
I don't know if I ever told you, I had their chicken sandwich. It was banging. I fuck with their chicken sandwich hard.
That good, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good as fuck.
Their chicken is crispy. The only thing that I didn't like is they put pickles in their like chicken wrap shit. They need to chill on that.
Don't do that. Fuck the pickles. Soul Aperture, thanks for the $5. Kyle, we need your thoughts on Trump shitgate. Apparently shitting and farting while meeting with oil executives. Is this the flatulence of a dying man? Look, bro, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Don't even listen to me right now. What you got to do is go to the YouTube search box and you type in secular talk Trump diapers. And I did a whole ass video breaking down the theory that he wears diapers, bro. Go watch that shit. Go watch that shit. That shit's been a theory for a year or two now, maybe even 3. Go watch that shit, bro. I'm telling you. You'll learn a lot. I'm telling you. It's an eye-opener.
You heard it.
Comic Book Chat, thanks for the $5. Hey, Kyle and Corin, do you think the USA will push far enough that the world revolts and bombs us, or do you think it will ever come to that? No, I think they're more likely to cut us off economically. Like, that would be their move. Not to bomb us, but to be like, we're just not going to trade with you anymore. That is the nightmare scenario. And, of course, dropping the dollar. They're not using the dollar anymore as the world reserve currency. That would be catastrophic for our economy. So, yeah, we are in danger of that, but not being bombed, I would say. Hawk, thanks for the $5 for Kyle. If your end of the week shows are Crystal Kyle and friends, then your driving video should be Crystal Kyle and car. Hi from Corin. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I'll run that by the wife.
Crystal Kyle and car. Oh, to name them that?
To name, yeah, our car video is that. Vincent, thanks for the $5. With the Greenland takeover threat, people in Canada media are talking this week about what to do if Trump tries to close the gap and take us. Scary. No, absolutely fucking scary. And everybody needs to prepare, bro. The world needs to grow a pair and fucking sanction us. That's what needs to happen. The world needs to grow a pair and be like, we're not playing this game anymore. You're sanctioned. You know, make Trump come begging to you on his knees to stop the pain. That's what you got to do. Yeah, Convulsion, thanks again for the $10. I low-key think you have a blind spot, and I think the blind spot is the idea that you couldn't lead. That leaders are anointed, except leaders are born, not chosen. Grab your helmet and your rifle, homie. Man, this guy believes in me more than my mom believes in me, bro. Well, we appreciate you, man. Ryan Green, thanks for the $5. Any recommendation for what to do in Virginia Beach? Got to go there in May, just assuming one of you have been there at some point. I was only there, actually, I think once in my life, and it was a long time ago. It was like in 2010-ish, maybe, and I played golf, and that's all I remember of it. But, yeah, go check it out. I mean,
I went to Virginia Beach. I'm trying to think of the name of the shit we went to. Virginia Beach.
Oh, wait, I'm tripping. I actually did go. Was that Virginia Beach? I actually don't remember.
I'm blanking on the town we went to. If Molly's in the chat, put that shit in there real quick.
Yeah, I don't remember, Ryan. I may have gone recently if I'm remembering correctly, but I don't know if it was Virginia Beach I was at.
But it is nice out there. I feel like there's like, just go to the beach, just chill on the beach, go swimming.
Yeah, that's the move. It's always the move. Yeah.
Get some good food.
Equality stole my bike. Thanks for the $10. Kyle, did you see the forest fires in Patagonia started by Israeli tourists after Javier Milei removed laws banning the sale of land to foreign countries? He also said he wants to convert to Judaism. So I saw they did change the laws to say foreigners can buy land in Patagonia. And then all these fires started popping up all over the place in Patagonia. And then people were like fleeing there. And yes, there's people saying that that you have Americans and Israelis like trying to like get a foothold there because it's part of Trump's whole plan to do the technate states of America, the technocracy movement, and take over like Greenland and fucking Mexico and Cuba and all these different places. I mean, it's kind of hard to really keep up with like how fast things are moving, but it really does seem like there's some fucking massive plan that's being unfolded right in front of our eyes, because it's so weird to have all these fires pop up right after they say foreigners are now allowed to buy land there when apparently they weren't able before. But yeah, it's some crazy shit, bro, and I got my eye on it for sure. Shout out to you. J-Vaz, thanks for the $10. I hate to admit this, but I don't think we'll be voting our way out of this. Even if Trump dies or gets impeached, the damage is done, to be honest. We'll need some serious changes in leadership to rebuild. Totally agree, man. I mean, there are no easy answers. It's a whole lot of hard work no matter what, and there's not guaranteed a pot at the end of that rainbow, but you're right about that.
It's going to be fucking ground zero to clear up.
CEOs of Sony, thanks for the $5. CEO of Sony, thanks for the $5. Corin and Kyle, I think you guys aren't huge gamers anymore, but do you think you will play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it's out? It will be super popular. Probably not. I probably will not. You know, Yeah, I
don't have a system. Do you ever have a system to play it on?
I mean, my son does.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But I play every now and then. I play NBA 2K with him, but that's the only game I really play with him semi regularly. So
yeah, I would play it if I had a system and that shit was set up and the controller was out and I just had to press play. But knowing that I don't have a system and that shit's not set up, I probably won't play it. But it probably is going to be a dope game.
The Green, thanks for the $10 for both. Been following since 2009, back when I was Ron Paul right winger. Kyle, only lefty considered honest. Today, left of Kyle, LOL. But question is, what it feels like to go from tiny channel to the GOAT. I don't know if I'd say I'm the GOAT, man, but I appreciate that. What I would say, though, is, are you sure you're left of me? Are you sure? Because at this point, I'm thinking there's no room over there. Like, I'm as far left as this bitch can go. Like that, I've honestly felt like that for the past year. That like there's no room to the left of me. I'm holding down this bitch like a motherfucker, and I'm trying to break through the wall to go even further left. You know what I'm saying? So like, but shout out to you, bro. We appreciate you, and thank you for calling me the GOAT. That's the highest praise.
Made me laugh.
Equality stole my bike. I used to beat meats and Kasparian deepfakes, but I found COD number 4 now, bro. Chill. Reel it in, homie. God damn, that is a foul right there. Patriot for Peace. Thanks for the $10. Rural area with primarily red. I think it's supposed to say, in a rural area with primarily red voting base. It's been sad to see the reaction to the Minnesota shooting. Unfortunately, from what I've seen, this has not been a wake-up call for them, but an escalation. Well, yeah, like I said, only 14% want this guy to be charged. That means nearly 90% of Republicans are just fucking like, I like murder. So fuck them. Yeah, no, these people have to be defeated. They're not to be negotiated.
It took a little bit for was it Chauvin or whatever with the George Floyd thing to like get actually charged?
To get charged, but right away, everybody was condemning. Was it Chauvin they were condemning? Yes, Chauvin got condemned right away with the George Floyd thing. Yeah, even Fox News was like, "This fucked up. You can't do that. You can't kneel on his neck." This time they were like, "Yeah, we defend the murder." It's like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
Alex B, thanks again for the $10. As someone with insomnia and multiple sleeping problems, Luminate Light show sleep mask. Intense strobe lighting causes relaxation and hallucinations. It definitely helps me falling asleep. Fuck ice. Jeez, man, that's crazy. I would have never guessed that fucking strobe lighting would help.
Opposite. Yeah.
To me, I would seizure in that bitch. But whatever works for you, bro. Whatever works for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, good luck with all that shit.
Brandon Kukro, thanks for the $5. Hello, been a fan since 2017. If you live in New Jersey 11, please vote for Annalila Maya for the special election primary on February 5th. You heard it from Brandon Kukro, y'all. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Hamburger, thanks for the $5. Kyle, you have a sign in your studio that says "No stupid people. Stupid people can't read." Can you explain this? I think I saw that actually. I saw it at the beach. It's right. Hold on. Right there.
Oh, wow.
It says warning, no stupid people. Yeah, so I think I got that at the beach, and I was like, oh, I got to put this in the studio. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad you guys noticed it. Shout out to you.
Yeah, I don't know how they saw that. That's good eyes.
Equality stole my bike. Thanks for the $5. I think if Iran legalized marijuana, it would prevent war. That's funny. Shout out to you. Wolfhard, thanks for the $5. I recall you guys discussing Magic the Gathering recently. You should try it. It's so much fun. Poker meets chess with a fantasy coat of paint. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I like poker and I like chess. So
I gave up on Magic. It seemed too confusing to me back in the day. And I'm not smart enough.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't smart enough to play. It's a commitment to actually like learn about it if you wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just VR, thanks for the $10. Kyle, can I do a Spanish version of Secular Talk? I think it's a strong, untapped market. Corin, you want to do sport commentary channel? If so, what type of salary would you need? Kyle, si se puede, # Team Corin. I think they have, don't they have an automatic feature on YouTube now where they can dub the shit? Like,
probably.
I think they do. Maybe they don't. I'm not 100% sure, but like, I think people can, I think YouTube, if they haven't rolled that out, they are going to. So I think there is kind of going to be a version of Secular Talk that's like that.
Yeah. I've done some sport commentary channel stuff on my page. Occasionally when a story gets pretty interesting, I'll like talk about it. So yeah.
Upset pedestrian. Thanks for the $5. I'm neutral as fuck, so I wasn't upset with Sydney Sweeney's good jeans call because it might be a play on her milk cannons. LOL. Love you guys. We know what she was trying to say, and it was no bueno. No bueno. Alex, thanks for the $20. Kyle, how does Crystal keep her sanity when talking to Sagar and Emily, especially when it comes to Ice and this murder? I think Emily hides her power level like Fuentes. Fuck her boss, Megan Kelly, signal boosting the GoFundMe. Yeah, I totally agree. To answer your question, I don't think Crystal does keep her sanity about that. I think she goes on air and lays the smack down. I think that's how she handles it. So, I mean, that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? When you do a left-right show.
Thanks.
Door-to-door salesman, thanks for the $10. I purposely do not show my face on social media because as a leftist in Alabama living in one of the reddest districts in America, I'm literally surrounded by maggots. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Smart. I would not show my face if I were you either. In fact, sometimes I think I'm dumb for being a famous political person myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah, especially if you're a door-to-door salesman, that you wouldn't help your cause.
Equality stole my bike. Thanks for the $20. Kyle, please look into forced reset triggers and super safeties. It's a major gun issue that literally nobody knows about. Lives will be saved if these devices are banned. They are brand new and 1,000 times worse than a bump stock. Oh, shit. Wow. Okay, I did not know about that. That is crazy. Yeah, that's a scary thing there.
Thank you, bro.
PNW Resist, thanks for the $5. Haven't been covering my face at protests because I believe in and can defend everything I'm doing and want to be in the good part of the history textbooks. Brave. It certainly is brave. I'll give you that. But, you know, it's also, you're going to be on that list. I'm sure I'm on that list because I'm a fucking loudmouth lefty online. But, like, there's a lot of people going to be on that list who are just regular ass people. You know what I'm saying? You got to be aware of the consequences. Quality stole my bike. Thanks again, man. I'm putting you on game with FRTs and super safeties, Kyle. Covering this now would be like buying stock in Apple in 1992. It's going to be a problem. Okay.
We'll see. We got time.
FRTs, guns. Alphon Do Hisato, thanks for the $5. It's embarrassing you ignored Venezuela's 2024 election. 80% of actas with QR codes were posted publicly. Yeah, look, my understanding is, and Ryan Grimm's a source I trust, and Ryan Grimm says there's evidence that Maduro stole the election. Fair enough. I think having that conversation at a time when my government is illegally overthrowing the Venezuelan government, I think that's fucking stupid. And I think that actually gives the propagandists exactly what they want. It gives the warmongers exactly what they want. So the fact of the matter is, I don't even want to engage in that conversation because honestly, it's none of our business. It's none of our fucking business. And it doesn't make it okay that we did an illegal regime change over there because the guy who runs it stole the election. We back 73% of the world's dictatorships. We don't give a fuck if an election is stolen. We like it when people who we want to steal elections. So that's why I'm hesitant to talk about that because it's like purposefully missing the point. It's obfuscating. It's a red herring. So that's why people got to like, if they're talking about that, they're immediately suspect, even though it could be factually true. That's the important point.
All right.
In crypto, thanks for the $5. Just say while recording that you have a channel with thousands of subscribers, even if you don't, just to scare them off. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Everybody should do that if they're recording ice.
Good point.
Alphon, thanks again for the $5. The tallies are public. Maduro was not legitimately elected. Yes, I agree with you. The full tally database was posted online, but you never even looked into it. Well, like I said, Ryan Grimm told me, and I trust him as a source, that he thinks the election was actually stolen. Fair enough. But again, this is all irrelevant. I don't care. We did an illegal regime change. Period. So, like, talking about that is giving legitimacy to their illegal regime change, and you're being a willing fucking dupe for the deep state. So that's why I'm against having that conversation. Accept it or leave it. You could keep passing through the rest of his shit. Cloud 7, I guess that is. Thanks for the $5. Did you see the clip with Theo and Dave Smith glazing Fuentes like no tomorrow? Marin was right, dude, is hack and would have hosted the mustache. Totally. And I did see that clip, and it was fucking disgusting. It was so gross. Glazing the Nazi. It was terrible. Susie Simons, thanks for the $20. Oh, hell yeah, my boys are still awake. Fuck ICE. Keep the hope alive. Keep up the good fight. Fascism thrives when hope dies. Also, please check out the boys from Head in the Office pod. You guys would vibe. Very cool. Thank you, Susie. We appreciate you.
Susie's a real one. She's a mom now. Hopefully you're doing all well. We appreciate you. Thanks for that.
In crypto, the 2 that were shot in Portland had to call 911 themselves to get medical help after being shot. Tells you everything you need to know. That's right. That's exactly what happened in Portland. That's right. And the woman got shot in the chest. Just horrific. Ultra Radicu, thanks for the $50. Very kind. Hey, Kyle, been getting into fragrances lately. What are some good lighter starter fragrances that most people wouldn't be offended by? I currently like Milk by Commodity. It's sweeter and more gender neutral, but I'd recommend it. I'm about to put you on game right now, bro. I'm about to put you on game skis real quick. Very simple, very straightforward. looking for light starter stuff that nobody could really dislike, all the major fragrances from Coach. There's Coach for Men, Eau de Toilette, EDT, amazing. Go with that one. There's Coach Blue, amazing. Go with that one. And there's Coach Platinum. I fucking love that one too. So those 3 Coaches, Coach for Men, Eau de Toilette, not the Eau de Parfum version. The Eau de Toilette is better in my opinion. So Coach for Men, Coach Blue, and Coach Platinum. Just get those 3, and they're relatively inexpensive. At the discounters, they'll be super inexpensive. Go get those. Thank me later. Those shits do not get their due. They're phenomenal fragrances, and they're very inexpensive. Check those out.
Yeah, you got them. Thank you, man.
Not you again. Thanks for the $5. Could you go over Trump obvious bullshit lie saying he'd limit private equity from buying homes and jacking up rent and mortgages? Stock dump scam, huh? Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like CoffeeZilla has been on top of stuff like this, and he'll probably have a breakdown for you on that, but he's been lying about a whole bunch of shit. He lied about, I'm going to cap interest rates at 10% for credit cards and for banks. He's just lying. He said he tweeted it like it was law and then was like, they better do it or there's severe consequences. They're not going to fucking do it, and he's never going to do anything to crack down on them. So, yeah, you're right. He's fucking, it's all bullshit. Tony Drummer Boy, thanks for the $5. What's up, Kyle and Corin? Excited for the Wisconsin gubernatorial race, hoping Francesca Hong pulls out a win. Yes, that would be awesome. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the $5. Equality stole my bike. Thanks again for the $5. Joe Rogan called you out by name on his last podcast, calling you a brainwashed partisan hack who is raising another man's children. I don't believe you that he said that, but we appreciate you.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's not true. Amwater, thanks again for the $200. You talked about redemption for Plattner 1 month ago. Of course, I believe in that, but redemption without sentencing is for hungry people stealing bread. He was a concentration camp guard in Abu Ghraib. He can be redeemed after jail. He wasn't, though. That's the thing. Like, a lot of the shit that's said about him is just not true, and he actually addressed all of this publicly, but you guys don't want to listen to it because you don't want to hear it because you already made your mind up. He wasn't even... And I was wrong about this, too. I was like, he worked for Blackwater. He didn't work for Blackwater. That's not true. He just didn't. He worked as a guard for a company that was post-Blackwater after it was broken up. And he was like a guard at an Afghan politician's house. And that was one of the things that like woke him up, is seeing how the military-industrial complex people there were living like high on the hog, had no idea what the fuck they were doing there. And, you know, innocent people were getting killed. And he was like, why am I defending these people? What am I doing here? So like, if you actually knew his fucking story and you listened to the shit he said. And the other thing is, the fucked up shit he did see turned him into a leftist. So what am I supposed to do? Say, no, I don't accept that. I want you to go back to being a right-wing asshole. Like, you guys are just, I don't know. It's kind of like embarrassing. Like, if anything, the more you guys talk, the more I love the guy, because it just annoys the fuck out of me. The way you guys, it's like you refuse to actually take a real leftist answer for yes. Like, it's just, and okay, that's your prerogative, but like, shut the fuck up around me about it. You're not going to change my mind. You're making it worse every time you open your mouth. Eric Shaver, thanks for the $5. It's strange to me that Michael Moore doesn't seem to interact with the All Night Left very much. Have you ever tried to have him on KKF? I'm trying to think. I feel like we maybe did have him on KKF, or Crystal had him on like Breaking Points or something. I don't remember, to be honest, but he's a boomer. He's just up there in age, so he's not as plugged into that world. But that guy's he's a cool dude. He's a good person.
He's an OG.
Justin Elliott, thanks for the $5. We appreciate you, bro. D Blues guy, thanks for the $5. Don't the Dems realize as they let the GOP fall on its own, so many people will suffer? Doesn't make me feel they care about us. Yeah, no, I hear you. And they don't, for the most part. They're just not as insanely fascist as the right. That's really the most you could say about them. Shout out to Chris holding it down on this week on BP. I get pissed off too easily to talk to people like Emily and Sagar, especially on weeks like this. Totally, I agree with you, plain sight. And I don't know how she does it sometimes, but she does. Leach, thanks for the $10. I appreciate something Vosh says a lot, which is you don't hate the Dems enough. Establishment and moderate Dems are only slightly less guilty at causing the hell we are in now with their weakness. Well, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate the $10.
Thanks, Leach.
Alex, thanks again for the $10. What are your favorite superheroes, Marvel versus DC? Favorite Star Wars movie? Did you guys watch the new Superman? It was so fucking awesome and had me in tears. Loved how it was so anti-Israel/Zionist. So my answer is unfortunately going to be super underwhelming, but it's the truth. I've always had a grudge. I've never liked superhero movies, so I literally have no answer for any of the things you said. I don't read Marvel or DC. Star Wars, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. I watched all the originals and then maybe two of the newer ones, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to pick among all of them. So I really don't have a good answer there. But Superman, I didn't see the new Superman. When it comes to superhero shit, I'm literally the last person you should ask because I've always been on a crusade against those shit.
And I'm second to last to ask. Because one, I can't make it through a full movie, and two, a lot of those DC Marvel movies, I haven't watched either. I liked Silver Surfer growing up. That was my guy. I had a T-shirt of him. But yeah, I didn't really watch many of those movies either. Thank you though.
Equality stole my bike. Thanks for the $5. Corin, is this your full-time job now? Donation farming the goy instead of working. Jesus, bro. Watching the money roll in. That was anti-Semitic as fuck. Fuck you, dog.
Yeah, come on, bro.
And this is not his full-time job, you asshole.
I got like 4 different jobs right now I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Anti-Semitic ass. Alex B, thanks for the $5. Also, you guys should watch One Battle After Another. I did. It was fucking fantastic and timely. Ben Shapiro, of course, hated it, so you know it was good. Yeah, I did watch it. Me and Crystal watched it. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to check it out. I think I was watching it, but didn't know that it was it. But Tiana Taylor was in it, and I think DiCaprio was in it. I saw like one scene. She was like in a bathroom stall, and some guy was in there or some shit. I think that was that movie.
Yeah, facts. Ben Dolowich, thanks for the $20. What's up, guys? Love the grind you guys are on. Been a fan since 2017 at this point. I'm finishing up school to be a psychologist, and I would not be able to do what I do without the perspective you guys help me gain. Thanks, Kyle. Well, thank you, bro. We appreciate it. Ben Dolowich. Thank you very much.
Ben.
PNW Resist, thanks for the $5. Clown Tim Walz lowered the flag for Dick Cheney, is policing protesters and trying to force through rifle and magazine bans when ICE are issued AR-15s. Well, we do not slander Tim Walz on this podcast. Tim Walz does not get the props he deserves for all the amazing things he did in Minnesota, like free school breakfast and free school lunch and free college and paid vacation time and all that stuff. So we do not slander him. But having said that, I didn't know that he lowered the flag for Dick Cheney. And I don't know the specifics of this gun regulation you're talking about, but I'm in favor of some gun reform, so I'd have to look at the specifics. But shout out to you anyway. Thank you for the $5. CEO of Sony, thanks again for the $5. 2026, will you guys get into soccer, ex-Premier League in England, or World Cup? A lot of drama has happened. 3 managers fired in 2026 already. I will probably watch some of the World Cup. I will probably do that. That's the most I could say I would do.
I saw Airbnbs are going for like crazy money for people like renting out their houses for people already trying to stay.
I'm sure. Equality stole my bike. Thanks again for the $20. Kyle, making good content. Stop all caps video titles. Market tanks. Like, bro, it dropped half a point pre-market and ended up just short of quarter. Blah, blah, blah. Trump is bad, but you don't burn your credibility. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for the $20.
Thanks, Equality.
Vilgore, thanks for the $5. Hey, it's just me. The more the Republic talk, the more people realize they are full of shit. Okay. Thank you, bro. Hodgepodge of junk. Thanks for the $10. Kyle, the NWO is real. All major powers are in cahoots with the same evil tech. Fucks. We are. It's a mass data collection operation. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that, but I just think the U.S. is really the head of the snake. I think it's more, we're the problem more so than all the major countries, right? Some of them are more innocent than we are. Carlos, thanks for the $5. Finally got a chance to see a life. Been a fan since 100 subs. Mostly hear you guys out. Should get the shows in Spanish to outreach in Spanish. Again, I thought that YouTube had some automatic dubbing thing, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're going to do it soon, or there's some application you might be able to use. We'll see. Shout out to you, though. In crypto, thanks again for the $5. Familiar with Gil Duran and his site/channel called The Nerd Reich. He's a journalist that's been following the tech bro billionaires for a year. I think I am familiar with that. And I think maybe somebody brought it up in the podcast the other week, and I looked into it. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. Thank you. And I did hear that. Corin, keep up the YouTube shorts. They keep popping up on the feed. That's what's up. Shout out to Handle. Thank you. Dave Herricks, thanks for the $20. Hey, Kyle, I've been watching your channel since 2014. My dad got me into watches. He owned 2 Rolexes. What watch do you wear in your secular talk videos? Greetings from San Diego. So, like I said, I have 3 watches. One of them is from Walmart, and it's got a blue face on it and a black leather strap. That one's obviously very cheap. Then I got the other 2 Crystal bought for me. One of them is a Movado, and the other one is, I forget the brand name, but it's got a nice blue face on it. But yeah, the Movado's the black face, the other one's the blue face. The Gapovich, thanks for the $5. Hi, Kyle. Forgot what you said that motivated me, but you motivated me to hit the gym again. I can now deadlift 255 and bench press 180. I'm 162. Well, that's awesome, bro. I'm glad to hear that. Shout out to you. I didn't know I motivated anybody to go to the gym, but I'm glad I did. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate you. RTK, thanks for the $5. Hi, Kyle. I love your show. What are your thoughts on resource-based economy like the Venus Project? I mean, I'm not sure, but if this is alluding to a similar thing that the previous person alluded to about what was it called? An economy that like it moves away from like single-use plastics and goes towards regenerative stuff. I definitely prefer that over what we do now. But anything deeper than that, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's a better idea than this hellscape we've put ourselves in today. So I could say that. B. Fred, thanks for the $20. Can you get Dr. Carl Hart back on your show? I feel like the movement of drug legalization has stalled. Sagar's anti-weed stance is ridiculous. That's not a bad idea, but there is a long list. But I love Dr. Carl Hart, so maybe he will eventually be back on the show. But I agree with you. It does feel like the pro-legalization arguments have sort of hit a brick wall because we're rolling backwards in every way. But shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Very kind generation.
Kind of.
James T. Zappa, thanks for the $5. ICE just arrested Robbie Roadsteamer, the protest community. Yeah, we already talked about this before. Yeah, that guy's the man too. He's hilarious. It's a real shame. PNW Resist, thanks for the $5. I get what you're saying, but cops lean very conservative and local leaders are cowards. There's been occasional friction, but can't imagine cops resist. Well, again, I guess it depends. It depends on what the leadership's saying. It depends on if they get the green light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think they haven't been given the green light. But I agree with you. They're generally very conservative, but you need to make allies in uncomfortable places in moments like this. Like, we need some muscle on our side too. You know what I'm saying? And if we get that because ICE is so insane and the cops feel like they're encroaching on their area, so be it. PDX, thanks for the $10. Hey, Kyle, who are you hoping will win the race for New York State Governor? Larry Sharp wants to introduce a concept of youth rights. Not sure about his other policies. I'm not sure because I haven't really looked into it much yet. We interviewed somebody who was running against Hochul, but he sort of didn't give the best answers in the interview, so I'm not sure. I'd have to look more into that. But appreciate you. Summer Vilshawn, thanks for the $5. Sub Kyle and Corin, I haven't heard much talk about the government possibly shutting down again at the end of the month. Can the Democrats not cave this time? No, I think they will cave, but I think they shouldn't. So it's unfortunate, but we're going to be right back where we were, I think. Okay, LOL, thanks for the $10. Venezuelans deserve the courtesy of us acknowledging the truth, even if MAGA tries to use that. It strengthens my argument against regime change when talking to my Venezuelan friends. Please be considerate. I've already addressed that, so I'm not going to say anything else on it. You can pass it. Screaming, yeah, thanks for the $10. Senor Corin, do you run? Have you ever tried doing a local 5K? You would be surprised how many 5Ks are organized everywhere. It seems everyone is into running.
No, I run a mile is my limit. I go to the gym, I run a mile, and that's usually the most I can run. But I'm not surprised at how many 5Ks there are because I turned down the street one time in my neighborhood and there were signs for some random local charity run shit. There's a run for everything. But no, I haven't tried doing a local 5K. Maybe one day. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of running.
Adam King, thank you, bro, for the $5. When hiking 3,200 feet up abroad to disconnect, then someone screamed Maduro kidnapped, so I had to pull out my phone. Can never escape the Trump era. I know, man. That's just, we live in hell, and it's only going to get worse, and I fucking hate it.
Being Kyle, every time something happens, you got to fucking respond to that shit.
Yeah, but honestly, the more annoying thing is when people nitpick you over small shit, like what we're dealing with this, why didn't you talk about the election being stolen? It's like, fuck you. We live in fucking hell, and every day shit gets worse, and that's what you're going to fucking nitpick about? It just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy.
Last two here.
Would love to see you talk to Josiah, Pisco, and Medi soon on KKF because it's been a while, and they're some of your best old guests besides candidates. Yeah, I agree. I talk to Josiah relatively often. Pisco's cool. Me and him haven't talked in a while, but I love that guy. And Medi's also cool. He's a little harder to book, though, I feel like. He's very busy with Zateo, but I'd love to have all those guys on. Corin, how does it feel that the Knicks are neck and neck with Tatum, less G League Celtics in their must-win year?
It's still early in the season.
Tatum G League Celtics.
The Celtics are still going to be the Celtics. They're a very good team. I'm not worried about it.
I thought they would be shit this year. I was wrong. I thought they'd be real trash this year. But
it's their organization. It's the same thing with the Patriots. Even when they have a down year, the next year they're always good. It's the structure and the organization. So it is surprising they're doing well. But I'm not worried about the Knicks till the playoffs start. Here's the last one.
Team Centric, thanks for the $5. I'm a professional skateboarder, huge lefty too. Gives me hope knowing Tim Pool gets hate by skaters everywhere. Yeah, that does too. Shout out to the skaters because he's a piece of shit and you guys are awesome.
He was a skater boy. Love you, Kyle.
Love the show, Kyle. You've radicalized my mom. LOL. What do you make of Argentina, Venezuela, Isaac Accords / Israel? Where's your favorite place to golf? It's a good question. My favorite place to golf is a place where my uncle's a member in New York, Westchester Country Club. There's 2 courses there. One of them used to host a PGA Tour event. That place is awesome. So there's probably my favorite place. And I liked Pinehurst. The resort is very cool. It's nice to go there.
All right, stop bringing them in.
Yeah, and I didn't see the last the other part, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's late. We're gonna Longtime Kyle Stan, can you make more content on how Jink and Anna are turning TYT into a Tucker suckathon because Tucker is anti-war? Are they naive to Tucker's game, or do they want to grift with Tucker? I haven't watched much TYT, so I can't really comment on that. But their stuff doesn't really come across my feed that much, so I haven't really covered them, and I'm probably not going to go out of my way to search their shit to cover them. So it is what it is. If I see something that's interesting, I'll cover them. Like Anna made the show a couple times within the past 2 weeks or so, or a month or so, but it was because she did some good shit. So whatever comes across my feed, I cover if I like it enough.
Someone's
All right.
boxing fan. Kyle, I think that's a record. Thank you, bro. Appreciate everybody. Kyle, any last words?
No, I'm going to take a massive piss and go to sleep now, but appreciate you guys, man. Sorry if I missed any of your questions, but it's getting a little
we
later.
got through all of them. I was going fast. Love you, bro. Thank you for getting all of them.
Love you too, dog. Later, guys. Peace.
Later, buddy. All right, what are we ending on? Molly just joined the chat. There was a lot of spammers, apparently. So who wants to give us the last note of the night? Thank you. Night. Martin, appreciate you. Oh, that's a good one to end on. I'm sponsored by Seltzer. Appreciate everybody. See you next week. Love you guys. Fuck ice. Late night. Love you, Corin. All right. See everybody later. Peace.